Hey, what's going on, y'all? What's up? What's up? This is Tom Mizzle here. I'm live on a Monday evening. What's going on? Hey, beautiful people. I'm just waiting for a little bit to come on. We're going to start. What's up? Come in, like the video. We have a lot to discuss today, y'all. We have some things to talk about, some shows to talk about, some social media topics. We'll get right into it, y'all. So I'm just waiting for the more people to come in. Then we just start. How's everybody Monday? I mean, this time is going fast. Since yesterday when that time went forward, they just. Hey, CM, what's going on? You know, CM, I think I'm gonna start making you my moderator in my chats. Cause you always on my lives. I love the support. This is like that. Let me check. Ooh, I don't know how to do it yet. I'll figure that out. Yes, I missed y'all yesterday. I had something to do yesterday. It was a family function and stuff. So I was like, I know some Sundays, and especially when it's getting warmer now, I know some of them don't want to start seeing me as much. And I said, okay. Yeah, I think I'll let you. I'm just gonna put you on the moderator. I just gotta figure out how to do it. Maybe I ask somebody to tell me how to put you a moderator. So like that. But yeah, so I would say, you know what? If I do miss Sundays, I will catch up on doing on Monday because I usually am home most of the time anyway. So, and I think around this time might be a good time because people coming to work and stuff like that, and it won't be too early. Hey, Gemini Fly, what's going on? How you doing? And yeah, so I say, all right, let me try to do a Monday at 7 o'clock or something like that, see how they're going because I'm home. So, well, let's get on it. So we do have a lot to talk about, but before we get to it, here go my little intro so I get people ready. Give me a time. Hey, what's going on? Yes. Hey, Joyce, what's going on? Yes. I was even on the panel last night, Gemini Fly. I had a family function, but so it seems to me it was a good chat. They talk about a lot. I know it was kind of long. I know everybody was enjoying it. So I will catch the playback so I can see it and put my commentary or probably comments in this comment section. Hey, how you doing? Joyce. Tracy will be joining, and she's just getting out of work, y'all. So she'll be coming in a little bit later. But hey, Renee, what's going on? Yes. Hey, y'all. Hey, CM. Hey, Joyce. Yes. So we have a lot to discuss today. I don't know if y'all saw the title, but we have a couple of shows and also social media topics to talk about because I'll try to do that more on my channel as well as on Mizzle's Talks. So we're going to talk about Belle Collective first, and then we're going to talk about Married to Medicine, and we're going to talk about the new show on OWN called Delilah. After that, we're going to talk about 3 social media topics, which is the Martell Holt video. We're going to talk about the Kirk Franklin and his son drama a little bit, and we're going to talk about Trey Songz and his dancing behind, spitting into 2 girls' mouth with a film photo shoot or photo video, whatever it's going to be. We're going to talk about all 3 of those stuff. So hope y'all ready because we're going to get into it. Yes. How's y'all Monday? You had a good weekend and good start of the week? Sure. Child. A lot been going on social media lately. Oh yeah, Trey Songz. Yes, we're gonna talk about that. Yeah, apparently, and I will share the videos, y'all. When we talk to the topics. Yeah, yes, it did flow by very quick. When we talk about the topics, I will share the videos, but I'm about to share. Let me see my review that I did, so y'all could catch that if y'all didn't watch it yet. Oops. Yeah, Trey Songz did some nasty stuff. I said I don't know what's going on with his angle like lately. Like ever since he came out showing his piece to the world, he should feel it himself. I said ain't no problem. I mean, more power to him, but he doing a lot. Yes, this is my Married at First Sight review. If y'all don't catch that, and also put my Married to Medicine review. I was picking at Randy Orton. Oh, what you said about Soldier Boy? That's a name I ain't heard for a long time. Mm. Picking up Randy Orton and Soldier Boy. Okay, so I just shared my Married at First Sight review of last week, and also my Married to Medicine review. And we will talk about the second episode of Married to Medicine in this live, and Belle Collective, Delilah, and the 3 social media topics I said. So we got a lot going on. Tracy will be coming in, y'all, very soon. Is that she'll be a little bit late because she's just getting off of work. So, all right. So, the time being, he got mad. He got mad. SB called wrestling fake. Almost hit the. I mean, let's be for real. Like, I grew up. I think a lot of us, speak for myself. I think a lot of us grew up watching wrestling, and wrestling is entertaining. It's not entertaining now. I don't watch wrestling anymore now, but it's entertaining, the acting and stuff like that. But after a while, when I got older, I did realize wrestling is fakish. I mean, some of the time the injury could be real because they do get really hurt, and a lot of stuff that you stunts and tricks that we see in the wrestling ring, they're all practiced beforehand. That's why you just can't be doing that. That's what they say, don't do it at home, because you will get yourself hurt trying to be like professionals. So this is not something they just do, put on the camera and they just start wrestling each other. No, this is a sport. It's like any other sport that is does out there. You practice to make perfect, and it's all about the drama factor. So I don't understand why he get upset that somebody said wrestling is fake, because we all figured out that it was kind of fake in some way, shape, or form. Like I said, the drama could be real, some of this acting could be real and stuff like that, but a lot of tricks and stuff that you see, just like when if y'all look at it, the punching, you know, what they punch, sometimes they anticipate that's happening. They know that's going to happen. So that's why yes, after a while, we find out wrestling is kind of a little fakish in some way. Doesn't mean that it is boring. Well, it's boring to me now because I feel like since they split the cast to Raw and SmackDown, that's how I started watching it. Before, you know, back in the days, I would watch all the pay-per-views, Deathmatch. What was the pay-per-view shows? I forgot, WrestleMania, all that stuff, you know. Shoot. It was popular back then. My favorite wrestler used to be Triple H. I mean, I grew up watching the Razor Ramon, you know, Dr. Clown, Yokozuna. I mean, Undertaker, Kane, Shawn Michaels, all of them, Bret Hart, you know, all that wrestlers. It was the popping back then. It was very popular. And the pay-per-views like, what was it? Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, come on, The Rock. Come on, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, come on now. You know, we grew up watching that stuff. It was very entertaining, but it just got crazy now. I mean, people still watch it. Wrestling is still going, but you cannot say that it's all. I watch AEW. Yeah, see, right? So Yeah, so I don't know why he will be upset when somebody said it, because it is kind of fake. They do rehearse that stuff. They do rehearse that stuff. Like I said, the injuries could be real because some people do get hurt when the things go out the wrong way. I mean, when what was it? One of the Harts, Owen Hart, died doing a stunt that he pulled. The thing happened and it fell and it got wrong. I mean, they practiced that 1,000,001 times, but on the day of that showing, that happened. He fell and he died. That was real. So yes, the injuries and stuff like that is real, but we cannot say that it's not practice and it's not too real, to say the least. So yes, I don't know how he was in his feelings. I don't know, because it's all the drama factor. That's all entertainment. So, and you making buku money. So why he so upset for? Sure. Oh yeah. Oh, all right. All right, so let's just start with Belle Collective. Like I said, Tracy will come in. So when she come in, then she could join light in. But I was surprised they abruptly ended that show in 9 episodes. I was like, hold up. Why are we getting only 9 episodes? I had Joy, Belle Collective. Oh, I forgot to share the cast, the people are. Hold up. All right. Those are ladies. Yeah, Renee, right? It is great. It is fake, but they do really get hurt. Yes. When Overheart died, that was a real death. That's not a fake death. He never came back alive. So that is really hurt. And people do get knees getting messed up, ankles get bloody and stuff like that. Yeah. And AEW is good too. Yeah. So yeah, Belle Collective, y'all. Y'all is kind of surprised as I am that it only ended in 9 episodes. Last night, no, Friday night was the season finale, and then we're gonna have a 2 weeks, 2-part reunion. I said, why are we having a 2-part reunion? I didn't think this show gave us that much to give us a 2-part reunion. But I don't know. It is what it is. Um, it was okay. I think they should have gave us more. It's, they should have gave us more than what the show gave us. And I think it's due because the pandemic happened. Because I found out they did start taping the show in 2019, and then when the pandemic happened, they had to end the production. So I would say, why? I think why? Because now things just open up back up. Y'all should just hold off to it and not show us this. And if they do have taping, they would give us more season. They yeah, I do hope it come back. And when they do come back, they will give us some more stuff to it. They need to open up more, because I didn't really think I get enough information from a lot of these ladies, except for Marie. Marie gave us a lot, even though she was a lot to handle, but she gave us a lot based on her family issues with her son, the baby mamas. Hey T Racy, what's going on? Yeah, AEW, yes, they do use the wrestler. They do utilize the wrestlers. They do definitely do. Let me see. Hey, how you doing? How's your Monday? Maybe they will worry it will be dated if they waited too long. Oh, that could be possible. Yeah, they wanted to get it out there to get people buzzing about the show so they could be willing to come on and come back to it when it's ready, because it just ended quickly. And that 9 episodes, I did feel like it was very fulfilled to me. Like I said, the only person who gave us any information as much, I mean, yes, Letitia gave us a little bit. They all gave us snippets a little bit, but Marie gave us a lot. She gave us about her health issues. She gave us about her issue with her son. She gave us about her marriage. She gave us a lot, even though she was flipping up the mouth and everything. She gave us dimensions a little bit. So I said she's the only one who really opened up. Now I need to see more progress of this. I want to see really finally divorce Cedric. I want to, if she gonna move on with this new guy that she show us in this last 2 episodes, to do for no reason, and and everything. I want to see Tambra. I want to see more of Tambra a little bit. I mean, like I said, I could deal with her voice, but yeah, she's a little bit on one with her voice. Like this episode, I don't know, that squeaky voice that Tambra's had. But I want to see the journey of her motherhood if she really want to have a child with Damon, and what's up with him and her in the future. Tisha, her husband, I don't know. I want to see, because on the reunion, baby, she looked like she gonna spill the beans about her husband having an outside child. And I said, how we get that in the season? But you want to say that? Wait for the reunion to give us that information. I would say, I hope it's not true, but if it is, Glenn, you wait for 28 days. What the hell are you doing? I mean, she did say it was infidelity in a relationship in the past. So, oh my gosh. Yeah, this man needs to know how to wrap it up and stop. I said, you shouldn't cheat on your spouse anyway. But damn, going out there creating a whole child, like, what is you doing? You be reckless, and then you coming home sleeping with your wife? Please. Antoinette. Oh, I can tell you who I don't want to see next season. They better give her a little bit of moderation, a little to no moderation in this season. Kaylon, she just stay home, sit down where she was at, and let her be with her figure delusional behind. Because we don't need to see her anymore. We don't need to see her. We need to see her small doses next season. And, oh, well, if it is continuous season 1, because it was only 9 episodes, maybe when they come back, it will be continuous season 1. No, it'll be season 2 because they had a reunion. So next season, hope she don't come back. I can see more Mel. I said, look at that Mel. I said, Mel is a beautiful woman. That tall, goddess, statuesque woman. Yes. I would like to see more Mel. Maybe she could still be a friend of the show, because we do see her a lot, and she is Latrice's publicist. But she could be a main cast, but I was like, you know what? I could still deal with Mel as a friend of the show, because she give her insight. She don't give too much. She's there. She in the scene. She show her little gorgeous self in the scenes and do whatever to do. She do her job as Latrice's publicist, and she do what she do, and she make her little coins, whatever scene she gets in. That's fine. So because sometimes when you become a main cast, you got to put all your business out there, and I don't think she want to do all that yet. But I could see Mel as a full-time cast member if they wanted to give her any chance. But that's it. Yes, I want to see no more on Kaylon. Okay, they were showing a couple of these episodes too, and I said, okay, that's because she's Antoinette's friend. We have to see her a little bit, but whatever. All right, so Letitia, we ended off last week where Letitia had this couples dinner because her balance coach told her that sit down with other couples and you may get some insight with other couples. I mean, I didn't see what insights they gave her. All that we saw a proposal. But Tisha was so stunned that Marie brought this guy over Darius. She said, where's Cedric? I said, did you know she packed up 2 boxes of Cedric and put it in some freaking abandoned houses that we don't even know whose house it was. Know that was not his house, but she put it in an abandoned freaking house, think that I was getting us to understand that's him. No. She packed 2 boxes. I said, okay, all these years you've been with me, he only had 2 boxes left in your house. That's good. Bye. So she said she's done with Cedric. It's over with. She was her new friend, and her friend played ex-basketball player, and he played the same league with her brother and everything. So she's somebody. I said, oh, she made that known when she said she's somebody. I said, well, that's digging Latrice, because Latrice, somebody said that she's a nobody. I said, yeah, you better. So, whatever. So, Letitia was so stunned. She said, okay, I'm sorry. No disrespect for you. This is Letitia, y'all. And this is Marie. So, no disrespect for you, but I respected Cedric, and I didn't know he was here, but hey, friend, whatever. So, Glenn sit his behind up, stand up, and put out the 2 paper. I said, I know he is not going to put this contract out. Yeah, Renee, you can watch it. It was only 9 episodes. You could binge watch it in one setting, in one day. You could binge watch it. Like I said, it should have gave us more, but I like it so far. And so he stood up with the papers in his hand. I said, I know he's not trying to put a contract in his freaking couple's dinner. If I were Latrice or Letitia, I would say, I was looking at him too. I was like, oh no, he didn't. No, he didn't, because he asked for 50%, and she willing to give him 51%, and they all sat down and listening. He said, oh no, I want 100%. We said 100%. Boy, you better sit down. Boy, by all bitches eventually, you want 100% of her freaking earnings. What's she gonna have? No, boy, no. And you go for 28 days, you want 100%. You gonna put no work into the freaking other business that you're gonna have in the future. And you go for 28 days and you want 100% of her earnings? No, man at all. But he played us. That wasn't what it is. He ripped up the contracts and he said he won 100% of her heart. And he said, nah, we gonna be in this forever. Because they've been together since for 20-something years. So I don't think they ain't going anywhere right now. So he re-proposed to her. And she's so happy about it because she was hounding about re-proposal. Because they've been married for so long. And she said, oh, we got to renew our vows. Renew our vows. I said, oh, that's so nice. It's nice to renew your vows. Commit yourself to someone again for the rest of your lives. So I'm proud of her for that. And this episode, y'all, I ain't really getting much. So that's why I'm boozing through with this Belle Collective, because it wasn't much. But he re-proposed to her, and she's happy about it. So now she want to show everyone, you know, how you get that new ring in your finger. You want to say, hey, yes, I got my ring. Yes, you got the new jewelry. You want to just sport the jewelry. You know how you people get when we get new jewelry and stuff. We show it off. So she was showing off. All right, let me see. So Antoinette, Latrice, Mel went to Kalon's house. And basically, Latrice said she's going to have a preview of Essential Beauty. Yes, Renee, right? We do it. We do it the most sometimes when we want to show off new things. And she want to do a preview of Essential Beauty. And at the same breath, Antoinette going to do a sympathy of her private practice that she's opening called Mint Beauty. No, Mint Dental. That's what it was. And Latrice is Essential Beauty. It's a hair care line. And Marie's not going to invite, Latrice not going to invite Marie. She's not inviting her at all. She said, nah, I'm not inviting her. I don't want that energy in my preview. I said, good, because y'all had never made up. Y'all had never sat down. And I could have sworn, I think they edited that out, but I could have sworn that they showed a preview. Why do they? Yeah, why do they hang out with Kalon? Yes, I don't know why. And can they keep showing her face? And then we saw her husband this season, this episode. I said, why would we see the husband? Like, what was that? Or no freaking with the behind when he was dancing. I said, can you bounce with some rhythm? I said, why you dance with no rhythm on? Like, what are you doing? It's just like you look out of place. It's like either no dance or do a two-step, because you were doing the most. With that, I was like, what the hell? And then an awkward conversation with the men. I mean, I don't know if they know him like that, but that's that. But we saw her husband not her husband, her fiance, everything. So they sat down and they invited Marie. Marie's going to go to Antoinette's event, but Marie is not going to Latrice's event because Latrice didn't invite her. Because they never... Oh, yeah, like I was saying, I could have sworn it was supposed to be a sit-down interaction with Latrice and Marie. I think that scene that, what was it? Letitia had with Latrice and keep her up to speed of the brunch and what happened. I could have sworn that same scene, Marie supposed to be in there, but I think they cut that off. Because I know in the previews, I saw an interaction and it didn't go so well. But it wasn't Tamba's party. It was supposed to be another sit down between those two. And I think Letitia was in the middle, but they didn't show that. So I was like, what happened? So since then, I guess we didn't see a lot of scenes because they cut a lot of things out. And let me see, that's that. Let me see. So Marie and Essie opened up their new facility, a mental health facility. Like I said, I do admire Marie open up a mental health facility, but I don't know, the way her drama she was giving up this season, I don't know if you're gonna be trusting to go to her figure practice, but I do mind that we need that, because we do need that in the communities, like mental health facilities that are affordable for us to sit down and talk to a therapist, talk about issues and drama, turmoil, traumatic experiences. We need all that. And the fact that we have enough people of our skin color to even facilitate these things, or even enough therapists as it is, so we could go and talk our issues out, is commended for her. But it was a 10,000 square foot facility. I was like, can we give actually a tour? Because we didn't get the tour in the last building you had. And this tour, you better give us a tour in this one, because you said you were going to give the girl a tour, but you sat right in that corner and talked to the girls about this new man that you had. And Letitia want to talk about the Ferris Street. But I was like, can we see the offices? Is that actually the real building? Because it looked like it was an empty room. They had like the bunches. And y'all sat down and having little eating, and there's no tour around them. Can we see the offices? Where this going to be at? Where's this at? Where the local? Like, we didn't see none of that stuff. So they did a ribbon cutting. They cut the thing, and they went inside. And they discussed and they talked. Letitia with the Ferris Street Project. It's Letitia, y'all. Oh, yeah, I forgot. This is Latrice, y'all, if y'all don't remember who that is. This is Antoinette, and this is Tamba. We get to Tamba in a minute. But Letitia talk about her Ferris Street Project. And we all who watch the show want this to happen. We was like, oh, my gosh, it's good that she had this vision to revitalize the street. She wanted to get this building, but we know she had a lot of pushback for that because she can't buy the building because it's a historical building. And so she could only lease the building after she ordered renovations to it. And it would be millions of dollars to renovate that project, that building, just for her to lease the building. I said, if I'm doing all this money and I got only lease and I can't buy it, sure. But you know, in most historical buildings you can't buy because people don't want to sell. But people probably will sell if they get a large offer. Yes, but I don't know. Yes, a lot of us need to sit down with someone to talk on couch and talk. Yes, I think we all do. Every now and then we all do. Because when we get older, when we have these responsibilities, probably with kids, if we don't have kids, with bills, life, relationships, love, finding love, all that stuff. It's a lot of things. And we could sit down and talk to someone, because not every one of us have people we could call off the back and have a long conversation with. I mean, you may have a friend or two who could do that, but most of us are busy lives. So it's like every now and then, we could go sit down and have a school conversation, have somebody sort things out and get our mind clarity. We could have that. And if we do have that in a lot of communities, especially low representative communities, that we have that aspect. And then also, a lot of people in our community needs to be open to it, because I don't know what's the taboo that going to counseling. I ain't want to talk to no strength in my business. I ain't want nobody learning my business. It's not about learning business. It's having someone who could not judge you while you giving them the information. It could give you a clarity of a life direction. They don't tell you, because that's a misconception. People say, I don't want nobody to tell me what I got to do. No, they're not there to tell you what you got to do. They're there only give you the tools to help you, whether you want to use it or not, to move forward. Because I had studied school counseling in my degree and everything. I mean, I didn't get into the job field. Don't ask me that. I'm happy with my job right now. I'm a concierge. I love it. I make good money, so it's good. But at least I had something to fall back on. And the biggest misconception people have is that counselors tell people what to know. Counselors give advice. Whether you use it or not, that's on you. So no, they get paid to give advice. They don't get paid to tell people what to do. Because if you do tell what you're supposed to do, you say, oh, well, you told me no. I give you advice and give you tools to make decisions for yourself. And that's what we all say. We don't tell you things unless you have some capacity that you can make decisions for yourself. And you need to get a proxy, something like that. That's in the court of law, but that's something different. But other than that, that's that. So I do admire her. But we get no tour. We see no staff. We see no offices. So I was like, I mean, I do believe that it is legit in Jackson, Mississippi. So anyone who lives in that area, could tell me if it is legit. And everything I do it is, because I think I look her names up, that she does have businesses on her name and belt. So maybe she don't want to put all that information in there. She don't want anybody to stupid around how the business her offices. And it's just for the sake of TV and just keep it private. But that's that. So Tamba Cherie, y'all. This is Tamba. Yeah. This is Tamba right here. So Tamba's journey in the show what was it? Hold up, y'all. Yeah, Tamba's journey is that she's this video personality, and she wants to find a balance of getting children now, because she's thinking about that now. But she didn't want the children because she wanted to get married first to have children. But we know she folds the eggs, and we know she's 40 years old. She's not getting any younger, and it's to the point now where she needs to think about that next step. She already went to the process of folding her eggs. So if she's serious about that now, jump right into it. Whether she go get a surrogate to carry her baby, whether she go carry herself, we don't know. I think she want to carry herself. That's what she's trying to do. And she think about it. I don't think she would have gave a decision. Would she go do another fibroid surgery? But her doctor did tell her that it's some stuff that is resurfacing up, and we might need another surgery. So you get that the way, so it will be interfering with you carrying your pregnancy, the eggs that you frozen. So the man that she got is Damon. She been with him for 16 years. She been with him, knowing him. And they didn't break up with the bad terms. They was good and everything. He don't have no kids. He got no baby mama. He got none of that stuff. He got no drama. He's a single man, good looking man, stuff like that. And he been waiting for her. He said, all this time he waiting for you. I said, oh, snap, y'all broke up with you. Still waiting for Tamba? That was so nice. She said, it made me so feel good that somebody was joining me and waiting for me. It's how you made me feel good. And all that stuff. And that's how she sound, but amp that up with the squeakiness and the volume pitch. That's how Tamba sound. And so she took him to the park because the mind was asking for dates, and he was every dates. But instead of going out to the restaurant and stuff, we decided to go to a pond because I'm gonna talk to him in his private, and nobody can hear my conversations. So I said, all right, let's go ahead and Tamba, and let's see what the conversation gonna be. Right into the park. She said, she don't know what exactly it is, the status of her demand, but I know for a fact she went to the mission to get him to fertilize the eggs. And said, I know he would be a great dad and everything. So I decided she whipping it out. But I was like, Tamba, can you get it out, girl? Because after a while, when I'm watching the scene, I would say, can you just tell him that you want his sperm? Like you just going around and dancing around the subject. And she's like, I like to froze my eggs. And, I'm about to get another surgery and everything and stuff like that. But, I'm trying to start a family. And it's like that. If I show Gary the video and all stuff like that, I said, girl, get to the point. Like, we know you want to ask him, but get to the point. So, all around, she went up hers. She was talking. And she said, I just want you to do this. And he was so laughing. He took back about it because it's like, Dad, you just ripped out a figure cup for me to use her. So last age. She had the purse. She had that cup right in her purse. She whipped that out. She said, yes, I need the sperm. Like, I need it. Like, I need to have this baby. I'm not getting younger. Everything. I know you don't have no kids right now. We can have the kid. We can start this journey together. And long story short, he agreed to do it. But he was like, you know what? I want to do the old-fashioned way. And she said, we can't do the old-fashioned way because, I froze my eggs. So now we can't do the old-fashioned way. I said you can still get the D. Like, come on, girl, stop playing. Like, what the hell? First the eggs or not, but you can still do it. Like, he wanted to do it the old way, and you don't want to give him that. He just want his sperm. Girl, that's not right. She all that chocolate man you got right there, and you don't want to do nothing. Girl. All right, that's not my life. That's Tamba life. But Tamba wants the sperm, and she wants to fertilize the egg so she get pregnant. And he gonna do it. And I say, hey, he love you. Yes, that's Tamba's voice, Renee. Yes, I'm not. You can ask CM. You can ask everybody who watched the show. A lot of people said they cannot stand her voice. Like I said, I could tolerate it, but at times she could go like last week. I don't know what was up with that episode. Like I said, I told Tracy and we laughed about it. I was like, listen, I could tolerate her voice, but it's like she turned to tone down. Like she was at the rate. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it was for me. And I said, oh no, Tamba, don't laugh at the same time you squeak a voice. That's not good. It's all fun and games. Like I'm not knocking her up. That's her voice. That's her voice. People say she put up a front. That's not really her voice and everything. I mean, it could not be her voice. I don't know, but it seemed to me it was. And see how that's how she talks, and that's her voice. So it's either that's the type of voice that you could take it or leave it. Can you listen to her a long time? You probably can't. So I don't know. Like to mine, it's just that. And I just yeah, she just like that. She got like a little Dixie white girl type of talk, but at the same time the squeaky high pitched voice. So CM, yes. I just hope that's not her real voice like the Jackson. Yo, I don't know. I don't know if she putting them up front or it's not. Cause when she was off, when she went off with Antoinette, you're a black woman, right? And everything. And I said, oh, what happened to that voice? What happened to that voice, Tampa? That Tampa voice was out the window when she was going up for Antoinette. He said, well, I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna speak about black women. I said, oh my gosh, Tampa. We need to calm down with that. She was on one that last 2 episodes. Yes. So that's a Tampa journey, y'all. So if we see her next season, we need to see more of Tampa and more backstory. I mean, she just decided she's not going out the state anymore because Gary DeVilty told her, like, listen, that little serious note that you was trying to do with that freaking political stuff or all that stuff, that's not you. Tone it down or change it up. But you need to be more serious. You got to go to that realm of territory. But she would say, you know what? I'm going to stick here. I'm going to stick what I know. I'm going to stick in Jackson, Mississippi, and I'm going to worry about my family and stuff like that. But that was that. Now, Latrice's preview of her Essential Beauty, try and get the name right, because that's her product, Essential, E''Sensual Beauty. And it's a preview of the launch. And I guess Mel told her that her product will be, I don't know, what was it? I think she mentioned that it will be in stores or major retail stores or was in the process. Hey, Tracy, what's going on? I'm going to drop the link for you. All right. Let's see. Hold up, y'all. I got to drop the link for Tracy. Yeah, so I don't know if Mel said that her product is in stores or going to be in stores. If they got the major deal to be sold in the store, because they didn't really say what store that she's got her products in, but she always had a vision that her product will be sold in the major retail store or franchise. So I guess Mel promised her that was going to be, or it was in the works that is going to happen. So that was a good accomplishment for her. And I do want to say this. Cliff, stop taking pictures with your wife. You was not supportive of her business. Now she's all good and well and dandy with her money and stuff. Now you want to be every pictures. The last picture you was on that Claremont Trends, you was nowhere near color coordinated to be in that picture. Now you're in another picture with her. And I'm sorry, some people can rock the style, but me personally, if you have a blazer on, wear some nice pants. I mean, that he had jeans on. And I said, why are you wearing jeans with that? I mean, yes, some people wear jeans with the blazer on and stuff like that. I mean, it's style. People wear that before. But I don't know, with that kind of launch event like that, I want to wear no freaking hey, Tracy. Hey, let's go. Hey.
Now stop taking pictures with your wife.
Yes, I'll take a picture. Yes, I feel like, listen, because the picture he took with her, it matched. It was like, maybe because they're the jeans, maybe he could have had something else. I know people wear jeans with blazers, but I just didn't like it. Because he wore jeans last time when she did that photo shoot. And it didn't look right. And this time when he took the picture with her, when she wearing a nice little cream dress on, I said, Latrice, you better go with, girl. And he wear that freaking off-colored, what was it, burgundy blazer with a white t-shirt and a freaking blue jeans. I said, Claire, come on now. If you're gonna be part of her businesses, you gotta dress the part. Like, come on now. So Renee Mizzle, her voice like Michelet, the singer.
Oh, she does sound like Michelet. Because Michelet does have that Minnie Mouse. kind of voice when she talks. Her singing voice is beautiful, but she does talk like Minnie Mouse. Michelle definitely does.
Oh,
But
okay.
you know what? But no, let's think about it, right? Remember she said they are the Jay-Z and Beyonce. And remember back in the days, that's what Jay-Z used to wear. He used to wear them blazers with a t-shirt with some jeans. He just, taking it back, the reasonable doubt Jay-Z. He back there,
Yeah.
And it makes sense
Yeah,
because her fashions is definitely, deep Beyonce back in Destiny's Child when it was like five girls in a group. Got it. So they just back there.
yeah.
They gonna get that. Okay, they got it. Let them be great.
Yeah.
Let them be great.
Like I said, I think Cliff is a good guy for her. I mean, she likes her. She loves her some Cliff. Whatever, all that stuff. Well, I said she love it. I like it, but it is what it is. But I just don't know.
Listen, the only thing I request is that next season she better not call that man Zaddy. She better not. Next season she better not. Everybody, she need to listen to people reviews. She need to have some media coaches. You need to call that man by his name because I was just waiting for Marie to be like, "Hey, Zaddy," just to aggravate her. I really was because I was like, "But that's what you call him. That's what you introduced him as. That's what you told the women to call him." I was like, "Now Marie would have called that man Daddy. Her head would have exploded."
Oh, for real.
Don't call it like. Don't you call it like? Oh, like so. That was my only thing is like, please, for the love of sweet baby Jesus, do not come back calling that man that like. Just don't come back.
Don't.
Daddy is not the look.
For real. Tracy, Joyce said hey. Everyone say hey to you. Hey. Yeah. So yeah, I was giving a little recap of Belle Collective because there wasn't much of this season, but we all say it was very surprising that it ended at 9 episodes, which I kind of understand. Maybe the pandemic did stop the production, and now they couldn't really film anymore. But it is giving us a 2-part reunion, which I don't understand that. But it was a good first season so far. I guess they wanted to test the waters to see how people feel about the people, which, like I said, I do like it. Like I said, we can leave Kaylon where she's at. We don't need to see her. I would do like to see Mel more, even though I do feel like she could be a good friend of the show. I could think she could be a good cast member, but I don't know. Maybe Mel's like, you know what? Nah, I could be a friend of the show. I don't need to be in my business. I don't know cameras following me 24/7. I could be a friend of the show. And I said, I like Mel. I like she's tall, beautiful woman. And I said, she's good from Latrice. So I was like, good. Oh, yeah. So we talk about that. Let's talk about Antoinette. You just came on time while we talk about Antoinette. Antoinette, right here, y'all. Oh, no, that's not Antoinette. This is Antoinette right here. Antoinette. So Antoinette did a sip of C. Now, I don't think Antoinette wanted to really film that space the way it was because the only thing that was really done was the entrance where you walk in. It said Mint Dental. Mint Dental. I think it was called Mint Dental. I guess that's the name of it. If that's the name, it was a different name, y'all would correct me. But it's Mint Dental. And that was that. And she had a little bit, it was no bathroom there. So you could pump these people with drinks and food. And it had no bathroom to go to. And nothing like that. And she did show them a project board of what it's supposed to look like. Which nice. But I think that the producers, something like that, saying you need to film a scene for this last season finale. And whether you finish or not, all that stuff, because I don't think she was pushing, because I was like, listen, to get that done in 4 weeks, it's not happening. It is not happening. So I was like, I guess they had pressured her to get that scene going, to get it up and running, but she sounded happy. Her father's very pleased and proud of her. We do need to see more background story Antoinette, because she did mention that how she got evicted out of the house twice. She didn't really mention her mother that much. We don't know her background story growing up. I think we need to dive deeper into Antoinette a little bit more and see what make her Antoinette now. I mean, her boyfriend or her friend David came, and he looked nice, everything, and he came support. And she actually invited Marie. She did tell Latrice and Kaylon and stuff that she is inviting Marie. So, hey, they would say, listen, it's your event. We can't it's your event. We can't say nothing about that, but we're gonna keep it cute. And that's how it be. If you can't like someone and they in the same room as you, I don't understand why adults cannot keep it cute. You don't have to talk to the girl. Just go to one end, your end. You talk to your people. She talks to her people, and that's it. So and at the end of it, Latrice and Marie talk. And Marie was about to go. She said, I gotta go. It's past my bedtime. I know she ain't want to be there any longer than she needs to be. So she's past her bedtime and she about to go, but Latrice took her to the side. Now, I don't know how everybody feels, but Marie should be apologizing to Latrice. Now, granted, Marie did mention that it was other stuff that was said that make Marie not like Latrice, but we didn't get privy to that information, so we probably will find out more on the reunion. But the initial reaction that we see in television was Marie came after Latrice first in the Women's Empowerment Brunch. Tacky it is, she came out of her first. And that's how we all feel the type of way about that. But Latrice apologized. Well, she's a big woman of her to do that and apologized to Marie. Now, Marie said, well, everything was good. She said, well, I need to tell you that I used to be you and you can't let things like that. I said, where's that coming from? That's apology? Or that's what try to cheat her word. She said, yeah, Latrice took it well. She didn't get offended about that. Because I'll be like, what? But I want to be going like that. I'll say, listen, hey, she keep it cute. She keep it calm for her friend's event. She didn't want to escalate that. She said, all right, I apologize and move forward and everything. And that's that. We'll see in the reunion what was said behind scenes that we wasn't privy to that make Marie don't rock with Latrice like that. So, and maybe you might know, Trace, because I'll be following the Facebook group like that. So I don't know what they was said. If Antoinette brings yes, yeah, we all her too. Yeah, she wants to bring her back. It's like that. So what you feel about the last scene? Basically, that was the party.
That if Antoinette makes me deal with the granddaughter of the Confederate, she can stay home. I don't need her.
I don't need her for real
whatsoever. Like, yeah, it'd have been cute, but not that cute. It's not cute enough. Not at all. Not to deal with that white devil. No. I cannot. I would fast forward through Antoinette scenes. I just can't deal with it. But what I would say is, I can definitely see where you can tell that production told them, oh, we have this many weeks to film our scenes. So if you want your business to be included in it, it needs to be done by this time.
Okay,
and when you think of it as a business owner, you've got a new business that you're just starting. You want people to know about it. You want it to be a part of the show. Like, that is just free marketing, free publicity, free press for your business. So I could understand her being like, no, we got to get this in, even though it isn't all the way done. And the only thing is the reception piece. And then, next season, it could be like her full grand opening or a do-over. So you can see like the progress she made from here to there. So I can understand her saying, although it's not ready, yeah, let's go ahead and still film the scene so that they could kind of see the progression that I've made in my business. So I definitely can understand where she came from. And I think that also played into why she was so amped up when she was at like Camber's house, and why it seemed like she was always inserting herself, is because she was stressed out. And when you're stressed out, the last thing you want to do is deal with what you have going on. So it's much easier to jump into somebody else's business and deal with what they got going on, because it's light work. You ain't got a dog in that fight. Just jump in there and keep it going. So I was like, I could see why she got so amped up, and you could kind of see her energy shifting throughout the actual season, trying to get things done like before this deadline. Was it overly ambitious? Absolutely. Would she have needed like multiple crews working overnight to possibly get her stuff done in time? It would have been one of those. Like, but what she was a little too ambitious for what she wanted to do. But I applaud her for kind of what she is doing. So again, I'll take Antoinette if she leaves that girl at home with her goat. Leave her at home with her goat.
Well,
Don't bring her back on my screen. I'm gonna need you to find a new friend. If you and this guy is gonna keep going, I would prefer to see that thing of y'all relationship developing. But I just can't deal with that one right there. But I do look forward to seeing how her business progresses, and I want to see her business thrive, especially knowing that she put her all into it. Like,
yeah.
If she doesn't do it, she's gonna go bankrupt. Like that is a big weight to have on your shoulders. So I do want to see the progression of that. So her storyline is at least interesting per se. Her business storyline is interesting. Her relationship storyline is not that interesting, but her business storyline is very interesting. You want to see her win. You want to see, like, knowing that she's been through some stuff and she could go bankrupt. Like, oh yeah, I'll be interested in seeing that.
Mm.
Not her friendships though. Not her friends. Not her friends.
Yeah, not with that. Not that non-factor. So, yeah, that was Belle Collective. If anybody want to say anything else about that show, I mean, it didn't really give much. Like I said, the only person who really gave us much information or a lot of themselves in this season was Marie. Oh yeah, forgot. Letitia said that Favorite Street Project is giving a lot of pushback. So people say, listen, maybe it could be another property in that street. Maybe it could be something else. It don't have to be. Do you really want the Favorite Street? As you said, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Which I do. We do agree that something should happen in that street to revitalize. And we do, or who watching the viewers. The viewers was watching, saying, we did this happen. We want to see this happen and be successful. But we know a lot of pushback can happen when dealing with a historical building. Maybe the people don't want to sell. Maybe people don't want her to do all this stuff to it. So maybe it could be another storefront or somewhere in the block. There was a lot of buildings that was empty. And it had to be that one that was there that she really wanted. It's like that. So she could do something else, or she could do another street if she don't want to do Favorite Street. But if she want that project, just don't give up unless something or do well your thing. But you can still the same mission because people still go support you. If it can't be that building, there's a lot of obstacles going on. Do something else in that street. So hopefully next season we'll see a more update of that, and it's going to happen. I know people on social media might know more information because people are talking and give us the tea behind the scenes. So we don't know if it's going to happen now, but I do want to see something happen because that was a great goal that she had this season, and it just sucks that she get pushback, which is it probably was like expected. It's like that. Just when they mentioned that there was a historical building, I said, "Oh, it's not. Yeah, they're gonna give her a hard time with that." So that's the thing I want to say about that. Mm-hmm.
Oh, definitely. I mean, she was overly ambitious to see her trying to do a historical building in that district. It is very ambitious. So I do wish her well. And like they said, even if she can't get that building, maybe stay in the historical district, but not a historical building. So she won't have as much pushback and she can kind of do things a little more of the way she wants. Maybe a different building on the street and own up to it. Eventually they all could buy the block back, the whole entire block. So maybe going about it a different way will kind of get her the outcome that she's looking for. But you know what I am excited for next season? Her and Glenn's tacky vow renewal, honey. I am ready for that. It's gonna be the tacky. Woo! I mean, big bad wigs and all. It's gonna be a tacky mess.
Yes,
and I'm here for it.
And that bombshell you dropped in the reunion, I said, why you didn't say that in a freaking show? But it is true that he got an outside baby. I said, Glenn, you got to explain this dude for next season. So we'll see about that if it is true. So I won't say that till we actually really see what is actually said on the reunion. But the previous show that, oh yeah, it's an outside baby. Like she's like, it was no care in the world. Like she's just like, okay, it's an outside baby. We're gonna do what we're gonna move past it. Like she gonna say she gonna probably stick by him no matter what. But that's the vibe I get from her, that she was gonna stick by him even though it's an outside baby. But I don't know.
So in the blogs, allegedly, this probably could 100% not even be true at all whatsoever. But when they had said that Marie slept with Glenn, I was like,
oh no, who said that?
Yes. Girl, the Facebook was was like 10 years ago. And they became friends after that. I was like, I could never. But if that's true, I mean, that is some, go ahead and spill that out there. Because then, you know what? Maybe there's hope for Martell, Belle, and and the past, and Ariana all get along. I mean, there is hope, baby. There is hope.
Oh my gosh. I know that's the tea. I said, well,
yes, that's the tea.
What the hell?
I was on Facebook and it was like, I don't understand why Tisha is such good friends with Marie, knowing that she slept with Glenn. Slept with Glenn? Oh yeah, she slept with Glenn over 10 years ago, and they hated each other at one point, and now they became friends.
Maybe Marie knows some stuff that she said, you gonna stay friends, I'm gonna blast everything out of here. I said, no, Marie the type of person who I would do that. But I was like, I wouldn't be sitting on Kiki Kai, chick who slept with my man, and I'm still with him.
You know what else I want to see next season? I want to see Marie and Essie's dating story. I want to see that. I want to see love win, honey. I want to see love win. Yes, let love win. You know, I'm gonna send you the link to that Facebook group so you can see. I'm gonna take a screenshot of it. I'm gonna send it to you, because when I said that, I was like, what? No, there is no way. And it was like, yeah, she befriends all the people that Glenda cheated with. I was like, all the people.
Oh, Tisha was more interesting.
I was like, well, how many? But she does seem like a very friendly, forgiving person, because look at all the crap Marie did on the show. So she does seem very friendly and forgiving. I was like, but you gonna do what? Oh, heck no. But next season, I do want to see Essie and Marie. I want to see their love story, child. I want to see it. I want to see all the loves. I do.
Yes.
I'm so bad. Ignore me, y'all.
That's something right there. Oh yeah,
I'm gonna send it to you, because I promise you, I was like,
Let me move this. So then, all right, y'all. So that was Belle Collective. So if you had anything y'all wanted to talk about, put it in the comment section or Instagram me, DM me. We could talk about more. I could do more lives like that, but we will talk. I will do a recorded version of the reunion. So yeah, stay tuned to my reviews for that. What's this? Did I got that? Oh, never mind. Next is Married to Medicine. Let's talk about that show. Yes, let me get the cast. Oh, what happened to it? Bear with me. Married to Medicine, y'all. I would try to do a whole spill with the husbands and something like that, but I'm gonna go on to talk about the ladies. The husband pictures might come up later on in the future. I don't know about that. But, most of us watch the show, so we probably know what the husbands look like. But if not, maybe next time I'll probably post some of the husband pictures so y'all know who's which. Oh, can you see the ladies? Oh, there it is. Oh, Simone got no shape. I don't know why she's staring like that. She should have. Oh my God, no power to her. Not body shaming her, but that pose, they look like what they do.
She should have popped her leg out a little harder, like Toya did. Pop it out like Toya. Like,
yeah, she's just. Oh, okay. All right, so Married to Medicine, y'all. So this is season 8. I already told y'all all about my journey about Married to Medicine. I started watching Married to Medicine. I had to look back on it. I said, listen, did I saw season 4? No, I didn't. Season 1 to 4, I did not see. I did not see that season. I ain't going back to see it. I started watching for season 5 straight down, which I didn't miss much because they do, even in the season that I watched, they did give a background story. So I caught up. And even though they talk about a lot of their background story, it's just so I said, okay, I know what happened. The only story I really don't much know about is Lisa Nicole's, because she was in a season before that. So, but I heard bits and pieces. My aunt used to watch the show, and she was telling me about that storyline too. So we'll see her as a friend of the show. So if they do bring some of her issues back on this one, I would catch up on her storyline too. And Kari, I ain't know much about Kari either. So
if Lisa Nicole coming, I need to know if Darren coming back. If the cheating I go both ways husband coming back. That's what I need to know. Shoot. Cause that's what like that's where all her mess was. She was well. Now they said that she was running a Ponzi scheme, like one of those mid-level marketing schemes. But the real juice in the tea was with her husband, and him cheating and all of this kind of crazy stuff. So that's where all the juice was. So I wonder if the husband coming back. That's what I wonder. Is the husband coming back? Because that's where all the tea is.
That's what I say. Because they still together, right? Hey, so there, what's up, bro? What's going on? Thanks for catching it. So, Married to Medicine. So it's season 8. And I'm not gonna go through the whole spiel about the pandemic, but we know that doctors, and since this show is about doctors and wives are married to doctors, and some of them are doctors themselves, we know this is a hard time for them because they working 24/7. It's like that. I mean, not literally, but it could be possible because death, stuff, COVID, making sure the patients are great, all that stuff. And then some of them got impacted as well because some of them had couldn't practice for a couple of months when the pandemic peaked. So it was very tough for them. But it was that. So they will talk about that and the Black Lives Matter. We all know they're going to DC for their trip this year. So we will see that in the coming season of their mission statement. And they do every time they go on a trip, they do some give back to the community. So we'll see that and all that stuff. So we'll wait till that comes and we talk about more of that. But season 8, y'all. So it's in the midst of the pandemic. And so far, Simone is not talking to Jackie. Her and Simone is still not talking, even after we thought they made up since the last reunion. That's what sometimes the reunion, I don't be all Hawaiian about their freaking made up stuff because every time the next season comes, it's still the same drama. Or they still don't even make nothing up. So Jackie and Simone's not talking right now. And Heavenly and Simone is in the outs as well. And that's that. They replace Mariah with this new girl named Anila. So we get more background story of her episode. So we'll talk about her in a minute. And she's Toya's friend. So every time they put her name, they always mention Toya's friend. So I said, okay, she connected to Toya. So, and I don't know how I feel about that because it's like they got rid of Mariah to put a girl who's kind of similar to her storyline with the husband and everything, all that stuff. And I said, Mariah, hope you get your coins out this behind this deal because they play you dirty this season because they go place you with somebody to make a jab at you and put somebody kind of similar to your story with the same a son and daughter, Indian husband, all that stuff. And I was like, okay. I was like, maybe I could do it with Mariah because Mariah could deal with these ladies. So we'll see how Nilila's going to be. Mariah could deal with these ladies. But I don't know how Nila going to be. But it seemed like Nilila to me in first impressions that she put it on too much, especially in that first episode. She put it on, and I don't know how I feel about her because she's doing way too much. It's so easy. All right, so we also get it. Let's jump around. I'm gonna jump around a little bit. Contessa and Dr. Scott and Dr. Contessa are both doctors. They're working very heavily. They both is working long hours. So in the meantime, they have Scott niece or cousin watching the kids, and she very holistic, doing the yoga, doing the crystals and everything. That younger daughter, she looked like she ain't want to sit down for nothing, and she was just all over the place, but more power to her energy. So she's doing that, and they also open up a practice together. But we all know, I heavily confirmed that that's what she's in the middle of this season because people was asking why Contessa's in the middle, and they heavily said that she has the most drama this season. So. And the preview showed that it's maybe some teachations going on with Dr. Scott. And Contessa and Scott was my favorite couple too. And the fact that they've gone through all this, I was like, child. Hey, if he did it, he better own up to his doing. And it's no right for any woman to go through that, especially if you're a doctor or not. Come on now. How the hell you got time? You got 3 kids. And, men will find time. Don't matter. Don't need the time and location. They will find it. Get naked pictures and everything. So I will feel bad for her, but people say, hey, it's the test of karma. So we'll see. I don't know about the karma or not, but we'll see about that. I don't know. I'm not looking forward to that storyline with those two, because we start seeing the cracks in the marriage last season about she wanted to go back to school and he was not here for it, and we always like it was on contestant that we find out more that he really didn't want her to go and he was trying to self-sabotage. He was trying to sabotage her a little bit, get the kids involved. I said, oh, Scott, what are you doing? But he did come around. He said, let's finish. She actually did finish. So she got her practice, she got her degree, and they opened up practice together. So before we move on to everybody else, how you feel about the Scott and the incoming season of drama?
New girl put 20 on 10. I don't need her. I don't need Mariah. I don't need baby Mariah.
Yeah.
I could have kept Mariah for all of that.
Yes.
But I do want Mariah to take Bravo to town and get her money for this show. So I do hope that she win that. So I'll give Mariah that. I can definitely say that Scott and Contessa had deeper rooted issues than her just going to school. Because, I'm not the most clairvoyant person, and I don't always see everything. But didn't Contessa seem much more excited to see her friend who lived out in LA than to spend time with her husband? Like, that'd be funny. I thought Contessa was more happy to be with anybody than her husband. And I honestly thought the going away to school was like a trial separation, is what I thought. I was like, oh, maybe they're trying out to see what separate lives would look like and if it would work and trying to rekindle their marriage. But that could also been they tried it and it failed and some things happened and then the pandemic hit and they realized how much they needed each other and they got back together. So I was like, I think it's like, it might be like a trial separation. Oh, we'll try it. You come back, see how it works. Give us our own space to do our own thing to see if we could fall back in love or something. That's what I thought when they was telling me, when I was hearing the storyline. I was like, oh, maybe they're, trying to see what happened. But I think that she has resented him ever since he was the reason that she got out of the military. Because remember, she was like, he wanted her to get out because he didn't. I think she's had resentment towards him ever since then. So I'm like, I think there is deep-rooted issues within what they got going on.
She got pregnant, family and stuff, and she had to leave the military. Yeah, I think she was
absolutely. Yeah, I do. I definitely think that she's harbored some resentment towards them. Is it just me, or on the first episode, did Toya seem very selfish?
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about Toya. Yes,
self-centered.
Speaking of that, let's jump right into it because it wasn't much because we didn't get much of the drama of them two yet, but it will happen. So let's go by Toya. We know Dr. Eugene is a great guy. He's a great husband. He worked hard and everything. They got two beautiful, handsome sons, and Toya's home. Got the talent, but she just want to stay home and just drive her husband crazy. So she was there. She said, oh my God, because they built up a nice house. They built a nice house, everything. They're the dream home. She got her walk-in closet. She got all her stuff in her not a closet. She got a 2-story closet and all that stuff like that in her house. And she said she was living a lifestyle. We was partying. We had the cocktails. We had a tennis court. We were driving around. She was doing everything. She was like, hey, yes, it's my house, y'all, my house party, everything. But the pandemic hit, all that's put to the halt. I said a halt. Stop. And she was bummed out about that. And then on top of that, she's not used to going on her dates like she used to, going to travel like she wanted to. Her husband's working very hard, dealing with death, patience. Everything was a pandemic. And she was like, oh my gosh, you just all your work is always at work, and we ain't going out tripping anymore. We ain't going on anniversary trip. We ain't going out dinner like that. I'm tired of it. We need to stop working. It's all about work. And I was like, no, she didn't say stop working, but I was like, girl, you probably say like he shouldn't be so focused on his job. That's what it is. It's a pandemic. That's doctors are the first line people. So you gonna no expect it to happen. So either you stop sitting at home waiting for something to happen, or get some side business or something going on. We all know you're a teacher. You can do some private tutoring. So people at home thinking doing Zoom meetings, of course, call you, put your ad up and teach some of these kids their homework. You very hands on with your sons. So do something with the minute. It's like people could people pay you to do some tutoring with kids. It's like that. So she is very selfish. She was so like didn't care about the pandemic and her husband working all his long hours. She just wanted her own. She wanted her trips. She wanted her anniversary. She wanted dinners, dates that they used to. I said that all said and done. But what's wrong with your imaginative mind? You home all day. Why you can't make your own little dinner thing in the freaking house? She'll now figure you might got a jacuzzi in your house. You may put some wall pedals, figure bubbles. You romanticize the freaking house, you will do something. Shoot. If you can't go out, bring it to your house. You got a big house for no reason. You got the money. Sure, get massage therapist. If you want that, you got the means, girl. You're not struggling like us who got work down to 5 to try to go out and do something. We don't got the means like that. You got the means. So Toya was on one, and Toya was very drunk. But we're gonna talk about the drunkenness later on. But she was very selfish. Very selfish. And I didn't like that at all. I was like, girl, too much. You got anything to say about Toya?
Her little selfishness was definitely not a good look. And when her son told her, like, you're not even a doctor. She was like, your dad's a doctor. He looked at her like, yeah, but you're not a doctor. Like, okay, lady. I definitely was like, oh yeah, I feel you, son. I definitely feel you. But I do think that if Toya would have went into online tutoring, she would have racked up. Because they was talking about doing online tutoring for the kids, and it was like $75 an hour. And people was paying it, like, easy, no problem. Because they didn't want to deal with their kids, or they didn't have time to help tutor their kids. So she could have racked up during this pandemic. Some quick, easy money, no problem. Boom, 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 boom. And been good. Like, so you could have found something else to do with your time, because you couldn't go turn up, in your little golf cart and go drinking at your friend's house. Like, for me, Toya just seems very stereotypical housewife.
Yeah.
Like, I don't do anything all day. My husband takes care of me. But I want to spend money and shop and drink and have a good time. And what's the problem with everyone else not feeling the same way? Like, I understand we probably need one of those, but girl, like, you put 20 on 10 and you got an attitude and you not doing nothing. Like, girl, you got too many bad things going on over there, honey. You need to pull some of those back, honey.
For real.
For real.
For real. Yeah, I forgot, y'all. This is Contessa, y'all. We were talking about Contessa earlier. If y'all didn't watch the show, this is her. And this is Toya. We were talking about Toya. And this is the new girl, Anila, who replaced Mariah. Maybe I'll show a picture of Mariah. No, in fact, I'll show a picture of Mariah next time. It's like that. But this is Anila. She's the new girl. All right. So the biggest thing that happened this season is the breakdown of friendship of Simone, right here, who I know she shouldn't have posed that way, and Jackie. They two been friends for 20 plus years. 20 something years they've been friends. And for every reason, I wish they gave us more deep reason, because whatever reason they gave us was the reason is, I said, that's not enough for me y'all to break your friendship over. Y'all could have sat down and talked and discussed, and y'all could have made it up. And also Heavenly and Simone. These two as well. Now, if y'all don't know, let's talk about Heavenly and Simone real quick. Heavenly and Simone, I guess they beef started since last year. Maybe before that, we don't know. But not really, because they didn't really have much beef like that. But the major thing is when Mariah was at Heavenly House, Mariah made a comment said, pressure wash this house. It's dirty. Basically, pressure wash it. And Cecil took funny of that. He repeated what she said and went on social media. Heavily went on social media and clapped back. Because, you know, Heavily is one of the purposes. You say something about her, she will come back to you. She will come back. So, hey, sis, how you doing? What's going on? Everyone is Simone is smart. She was stabbed. Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, Heavily clapped back. And she said something, well, maybe if you get a job, your wife would not have been upset and mad or whatever like stuff. So Simone was upset because she had a private conversation with Heavily, and she mentioned her frustration with Cecil not having a job. And Heavily took upon herself and mentioned that out there. Now, Simone did tell us that she was unsatisfied with the thing, so it wasn't a big deal and how she was acting about her husband not working. But if she did have a private conversation with her good friend, then maybe, yes, you should have not said that on social media. You should have kept it. Even though we was privy to it, she told you in private not to say nothing, and that's her frustration, and you should not say nothing. But Heavily said that her frustration with Simone is that when Mariah said, I got receipts there, but you want to bring the receipts? You want to bring the receipts? I got receipts on you. She felt like Simone was sided with Mariah and was laughing about that. And she thought it was Simone thoughts, it's like that. And Simone ain't apologized for that. She said, well, I could see why you were thinking that way because there was a lot of things going on at the time. But I do understand. So that what Heavenly was coming from. And so maybe she did clap back too hard at Simone at the time. And they too was like, Heavenly said, I go watch out. Because you know what? Heavenly didn't really calm down with the Twitter. She calmed down a little bit, but when the season started back up, she did mention that how her dog like to be Toya, like to be Simone like that. I was like, oh my gosh. So Heavenly is on one little bit. So they somewhat squashed that beef. Now, she said, I said somewhat. They didn't really squash it. They somewhat. We'll see if they're going to resurface again. I said, if Simone would start, she stay away from Heavenly and Jackie. Oh, okay. I see it. Why you think that way? Because to me, Simone could hold the grudges for a while now, for a long time. And with Jackie, I don't see why she can't make that up with that. Like, she just couldn't friends with Heavenly. Heavenly, you could take a leave Heavenly. Heavenly gonna be who she is. She's not changing. So it's either you gonna accept Heavenly or not. But at some times, Heavenly, you could calm down a little bit, girl. You be doing the most sometimes. You be very judgmental. And you do clap back really hard. So, but I don't understand that how you are just good friends with Heavenly, and you so easy for you to sit down with Heavenly and say it was easier to sit down and talk to her, but not to sit down and talk to your friends for 20-something years. Unless something else has happened through that freaking time. I want to talk about those two beef, if what I think it started from. But there's more from that, then we need to see why it's so deep between y'all two. Y'all cannot sit down and have a conversation and come up. For 20-something years, and y'all cannot make up. No, not one of y'all want to pick up the phone and call each other. It's something else. But tell me your thing about Simone and Heavenly before we go to Simone and Jackie.
Simone and Heavenly.
Heavenly told her
Heavenly was dead wrong for saying that about Cecil. Not because what she said was not right, but because you and Simone were trying to build a friendship. Mm-hmm. And she told you something in confidence, knowing that the two of y'all weren't the greatest of friends because y'all had issues, stemming from Mariah, and y'all were trying to get together and trying to be friends. And then she gives you a chance. And then the first thing you do is you turn around and you spread the tea that she gave you. Mm-hmm. Oh no, Heavenly, you was dead wrong for that. Yes. Like you could have went about that a different way. You could have said, oh, well, your life would be better if you get a job or something like that. But you'd have to bring Simone's name into it to let him know that she said it about him. Yeah. Like she could have took her own dig about him not working and not had put 20 on 10
Mm-hmm.
when if you're trying to build a friendship with somebody and you beefing with their spouse, you gonna burn. Oh, you burned the whole bridge down. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I got you. So Heavenly was wrong for that. But then again, Heavenly most of the time is the person who's done something wrong because
Yes.
she has a very harsh, abrasive personality, and it's like she's socially awkward.
Mm-hmm.
So she always tends to come off with a lot of mouth and it's just real unnecessary. So I definitely believe that because Simone and Heavenly has had back and forth issues, and every time that they didn't get along, Jackie was the person to mend the fence. It did seem very odd for Jackie to now to befriend Heavenly and say, "Oh no, I'm not going to mend that fence anymore. I'm going to stay out of it."
Mm-hmm.
And because it had mostly to do with Simone siding with Buffy
Mm-hmm.
against Jackie, that's why she's holding it against her. So it is very childish, tit for tat. And I think because they're both so stubborn, their personality types are very stubborn that neither one of them wants to take ownership or admit fault. They would rather just say, oh, it's okay and move forward and not actually fix the problem. That
Mm-hmm.
because the problem is so big now and they can't just sweep it under the rug, that they need to address it because it's affecting everybody else. It's causing more conflict because they don't know how to address it without somebody taking ownership, and neither one naturally takes ownership for something.
Mm-hmm.
They'll say like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry," and let's move on, but not deal with the problem so it doesn't come back again. So I definitely think that Simone had every right to be mad with Heavenly, and I do like the fact that Simone said, "I'm not writing you off completely. It's just going to take me time. Be patient, and you know it'll come around." And you could see that she was trying, but then when you're trying with Heavenly and you have to try with Jackie, like it is a lot to try with multiple people at a time to fix something,
Mm-hmm.
not just one. So for one of the few times, because most of the time Simone is probably wrong because she's very extra and loud and crazy. But for one of the few times that I would actually think that, okay, you know what? This time it wasn't necessarily really Simone, or she is trying and it just kind of didn't work out in her favor this time. But and it don't look like they're getting along very well right now on social media either. So I guess not much has changed.
Well, sure. So CM said Heavenly turned on the line for the producers. Oh, that could be true. Yeah, that's true. I think so. Heavenly wasn't a big star, so all of a sudden she just turned up. Yeah, so
And you
that's
know what's
mhm.
crazy? What's crazy is Mariah brought all the women to the show.
Yes,
This was
she did.
Mariah's show. Like she brought you in, and when they said that you didn't fit the look that they wanted you to have, she helped you to. All right, well, maybe you can get with this stylist. Okay, then if you lose a couple pounds, if you just go get this or go do that, or if you just start showing up and we'll add you in things. I don't understand. Like she
Mm,
literally looked out for you and brought you to the show. Not
yeah.
necessarily like that she needs to bite the like, you know, that Mariah made her, but Mariah did introduce you to get you on, and not like they didn't just openly accept you. She worked with you to make you sellable or marketable on the show. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, lady, you got a lot of balls. She really does.
Well, well, that's happening. So let's do Simone and Jackie. All right. And we'll probably tie in that figure party with Toya in the nail and out like that. So the end of the first episode, in the beginning of this one, they went at Heavenly's husband, Dr. Damon, 50th birthday party. And Toya was shading and they said, "Oh, we're going for a 5-star restaurant to a 3-star house or stuff." I said, "Okay." And then Toya was on one. She was popping up Patron, like she was throwing that thing back. She was throwing it back, and she did have me cracking up when she was killing the crabs. She was all that conversation. I said, "Oh, Toy, you drunk?" All right, so Simone and Jackie. So they haven't been talking. None one of them wanted to reach out to each other to mend their friendship, to rebuild it, to whatever it is. Because from last season, Jackie mentioned it was Simone was upset because Jackie said she valued the friendship of her and Heavenly and her Simone the same. And Simone felt like that we've been friends for 20-something years. How you gonna say we equally good with you and your friendship with Heavenly? That's one. And another thing, Jackie is upset that Simone didn't have her back with the Buffy thing when she mentioned that Buffy was infertile in front of the crowd or audience of that. I have my reservation about that because I feel that she shouldn't have said that. Whether she didn't mean it or not, that's not something you should have brought up to the front of the group of people who don't even know Buffy. And she felt, I would have felt embarrassed. I said, hold up. I confided in you about my infertility or something, a personal matter that most women might feel inferior to, that they can't conceive or have children and stuff like that. And that's what they really want. And then you put it in front of everybody like that, whether you didn't mean to or not like that, even though she did apologize a couple of times, whether you agree that it was sincere or not. I mean, apologize a couple of times. I said, all right, girl, I apologize so much. But I do feel that Buffy was right to feel the way she feel because it shouldn't have been brought up in the first place because it was not the right time or not to say that. So I do feel the way. And then how Jackie was so dismissive the first time she brought it up at the dinner table. It's I'm done with it. Period. I said, girl, you know, done. You just said I was infertile in front of people. Ain't no done like that. Sure. Are you in my room? Like you said, you would know because you the same thing. It's like because Jackie, we don't know about her journey about she wanted the kids or something like that so bad and everything, but she can't have herself and she don't have a kid now. So that's what she told to Buffy that you could relate to because you're infertile. So it was like, okay, she was trying to make a comparison moment, but it didn't work well in her favor. It didn't receive well in court of Buffy. So Simone felt that, yes, it was not right for as a doctor to say that in front of patients, in front of people like that. And she's a doctor herself. And for her to say that, it was a lack of judgment. And so she could be by your side and be your friends, but at the same time, she have her own value beliefs. I can't be the person to say, oh, well, yes, you right, yes, and yes, girl. But I have my own opinion. You was dead wrong for saying that. And how you handled it was wrong. Now, whether you should apologize 50 million times, that's on you. But Simone felt type of way like that, and Jackie felt type of way that Simone didn't have her back. So that's where the friendship broke. What is more to that, we don't know because I just feel like they could work on that. And if it's Heavenly is in the middle, how so? How's Heavenly in the middle and then in between y'all friendship? Which, yeah, Simone feel like that Heavenly it don't want to be in the middle. She always been in the middle of other things, and that only something she's not. She trying to take herself out of it. And I was like, that's something. So the dynamic between those two is weird. Now, I do feel type of way, and I want to get your opinion about that, and also chat your opinion about this because it's something. Simone had a graduation party for her son, right? And sometimes I feel like no matter how, if you got a family member, no matter what we go through, the kids is not affected. We should not mess up the kids' life and whatever does. So if I have a function and me, you, Tracy, had a falling out, and your kid is close to my kid, I would still reach out to, even though our thing, we said, listen, I know we have our issues, but my son wants your son there at the party. Can you bring the party? We don't have to, that's something like that. We could be cordial for the sake of the kids. It'd be fine. It's like that. I don't think you will say no unless you really don't want your kid around. Then that's on you. That's your decision. But at the same time, the fact that Jackie birthed your son and been around your son for all these years, watch him grow up, for not to invite her to the party. Whether she had to stay, she could have just came and say, congratulations to your son. And you didn't invite her. I think that's why I feel like if it's something deeper than what y'all letting us about this Buffy situation, because I don't see why I couldn't invite my friend to her son's graduation party. I may be beefing with you, but the fact that my son known you and you was not around, Tori brought it up. She said, why Jackie's not here and everything. So like that. So I want to get y'all feedback on y'all, because sometimes I do feel like no matter what we go through, the kids need to have their childhood, and they want their friends there. Let their friends be there, and we can work on our issues in another time. But let the kids be there from the show. And then if I have my son know you, and it didn't affect him per se, then you should have been around. Honest like that, just for that sake of that day. And they say, listen, you have to talk to the girl. They say, here, my son's right there. You can talk to him and say hi, have a congratulations, give him the gift you wanted to give him, and stuff like that. And Toya feel like this is all a bunch of bull. Y'all was rolling on the floor in the reunion, all running around, hugging each other, and y'all fake, y'all not trying to make up, all that stuff. So that's a bunch of bull. She was drunk, but a drunk mind sometimes speaks a sober mind. So she, Simone had fertility issues. I think Jackie did. Did Simone have one? And I don't think Simone did. I think Jackie had fertility issues. Jackie's the one that had fertility issues. That's why it was so weird that she would brought another woman fertility issues in front of a group of strangers. It's like that. So it was because Jackie was promoting her book of her journey of being a doctor, being a woman. And I think it was about no, it wasn't about that. It was about the vaginal. It's about taking care of yourself down there, and also the not just that, but also the steps of womanhood, about pregnancy, about fertilities, all that stuff. She was talking about a lot of that stuff in her book. And that's what she mentioned Buffy in the situation. So I said a lot, but Tracy, didn't get your input, because I know you've been watching from the beginning, so you might have more insight.
So there are two sides to the coin of inviting someone who you're not friends with right now to your son's graduation, although y'all have been friends for a while. So I understand on the one hand, yes, as an adult, we should both be able to put our differences aside to celebrate the child. Graduation is a big accomplishment, especially during a pandemic and everything else. It is very an important milestone in anyone's life, when they graduate. So I definitely agree that they should have been able to put their differences aside for the sake of the graduation. But also, on the other hand, if you know that this person is going to bring down the energy of your son's graduation, if they are going to be a Debbie Downer and make their graduation less enjoyable because of how they can't put their feelings aside, I can understand why you're like, you know what? No, like, because the child is the most important. The person who's graduating is the most important thing in that in that scenario. So it is kind of that mixed bag where then it's like, well, you also need to know the person and how they act and how they'll vibe to try and figure that piece out. I do definitely feel that it is very sad to throw away a 20-year friendship over taking sides of someone else that doesn't necessarily align with your friendship and not being able to move past that. Like, that is definitely a sad thing, that you're both so stubborn in wanting to be right that you'll throw away that friendship, over something like that. So I definitely do hope that they can figure that out. And I do think that because Buffy is no longer a part of the show, that if Heavenly butted completely out, they might be able to repair things quicker. But also with Heavenly's personality type, she does bring up things about other people and make little jokes and laugh and do things at other people's expense. So it is going to also be hard because that's just how Heavenly is. It doesn't make it right, but that's kind of who she is. So it's like, let's say this better. I would say, oh gosh, the Grand Dame from Potomac did a very good job of towing the line of being friends with two people who weren't getting along.
Yeah.
for a while. Like at some point, it did veer
Yeah,
off, but for a while, she did a
yeah.
very good job of towing the line in that friendship. And I really wish that they could both respect, Jackie and be like this. But on the flip part, if you know this person, if we've been friends for 20 years and this person's talking slick about me and my husband to you, how are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Like, how good of friends were we really if we have 20 years of friendship down the and you're willing to side with somebody who, okay, we said we'll get over it, but you're not even trying to build a bridge for us to figure it out. And we've been friends for this long. Like,
Yeah.
and she just, so it's like, it is some of those things where it's like multiple layers to say, I guess I will feel a little different if they all were on even playing field with how long they've been friends. But when you really think about it, if you've had a friend for 20 years and I just came in as being your friend and I was talking junk about your friend of 20 years, how comfortable would you be to let me just talk about them? Like, how comfortable would you be? Like, hmm, I hope they can figure it out. At least I hope Jackie and Simone can figure it out
Yeah.
to get in a better place. I
Mm-hmm.
do.
Oh, yeah, I do feel the same way. Chad, how do y'all feel about that? If you falling out with someone, will you still invite them to your children events? Because the sake of the children, especially if you know your friend has children themselves, will you still invite them or not? And next is, let's talk about a little bit of Anila, the new girl. So she told your friend. I really felt like she was putting too much on because at that party, she was doing a lot of. She don't even know the cast members that much. She would even make a slide comics and be signing with Toya and say, "Oh well, this is that." I said, "Do you know Do you even know the situation? Do you even know what's going on? Like, why she's butting in and she putting on one now?" She had a husband named Dr. Karan. They got two kids, Avia and Aviana. They have a nanny at the house. She said when she met Dr. Karan, she was working a good job, fortune, whatever, marketing analyst for a beauty company, something like that. She was working at. She was making good money. But when she got a doctor, she said she had to quit her job. I don't know why people feel like they have to quit their job when they deal with a doctor. But hey, if you feel like they will take care of you, hey, you want to stay in the house or you want to be a housewife, and that's the decision y'all make with the person, then that's fine. But we all know she's a blogger. So and she does fashion, so she's a fashion blogger. So she make her money that way while she's home taking care of the kids while her husband he's a plastic surgeon. So
Well, maybe she can teach Toya about that piece. She can teach Toya about that. Okay, got it, got it.
yeah, so she making some income besides just staying at home. So and that's her storyline so far. And she did mention a little bit about how it was so rough for her for the 2 months when they had the pandemic that it was crazy because of building a house and stuff like that. But I would say, girl, at the same time, y'all still had income in your household that y'all could last for a couple of months, even if he's not practicing, because he's a plastic surgeon. Once that get up and running, people gonna still buy the money, get their stuff done. So he's not out of job. He just that temporarily. Most of us are struggling with no job. So why are you sitting there acting like it was so hard for you? I was like, okay, girl, we get it. But that's your struggle. That's what we want to say. But I do feel like she was putting on one. And I think it will cause tensions with her and Heavenly in the future. Because I think it will be. Because she like makes smart comments. And I think she want to take a lot of Toya's battles. So it may cause her tension with the other ladies as well. So we need to see more. But she needs to start having her own mind. She could be Toya's friend. But to the line of having your own individuality and being someone friend and just taking up their battles. Sunshine said, I would. Kids have nothing to do with it. Me and my kids, godmother, are not close anymore, but she's still in my kids' life. Yeah, see, yeah, I would feel the same way. I would say, listen, the kids, they respect the person they you beefing with. Let them have their little thing. Don't tarnish their friendship or they tarnish their relationship with the person that you have falling out. And it's hopefully that y'all could get it together and work out your friendship in the future. So I do feel that way. I do feel like the kids, she can still support the kids that's coming around. And so the new girl, I still on my eye on her, but I think she's doing the most. And after that, we're gonna move on to Delilah. But let me see your thoughts about Anila so far.
I think she doing the most.
Yeah,
She was doing the most last episode on the bus ride, talking
yes.
about, oh yeah, Heavenly. I said, do you even know her, girl? Like, have you ever even met her before? I don't think so. So why you laughing with Toya talking about, oh yeah, Heavenly's house, and it being a 3-star instead of a 5-star? Ha 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 ha.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, girl, you doing the most. And then for her to sit her butt there when they having dinner, trying to have a conversation, and for her to chime her 2 cents in, I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, you really believe in putting 20 on 10 and mind the business that don't concern you. Okay, girl, why don't you mind the business that pays you, honey? Um, you could give some input, but you don't have to come all like that, like you know what's going on, like
Well,
you was there last season. Like, was she there in the background last season and we
I
just
don't
missed her or something?
know. Give us a rundown of everybody before she got on the season. So I don't know why.
Yeah, like, and I mean, I get it. Her going after Heavenly, like, or her going to get or wanting to, fight Toya's battles, and it definitely will make a splash. It's your first season, it'll do something for you. So I guess I would just say tread lightly. But then again, Heavenly already done said she can't fight. So I mean, I guess if the girl even act like she wanted to hit Heavenly, Heavenly will back down. So I don't know. I mean, shoot.
Everybody got that mouth, yeah.
But
But
Heavenly done said it herself. She said she can't fight.
she said
I
she
was
can.
like,
She said
yeah.
I can't.
I was like, how you tell people you can't fight?
Yeah, she did say that.
Like, how you telling folks you can't fight? Like, I wouldn't have told nobody that. Like,
You gotta learn when
but
not to
okay, girl. But no,
battles.
I definitely feel, I agree with you. She put 20 on 10, and I don't need her
Mm.
at all. But, I want to see how her and Quad, I want to see if her and Quad gonna get along.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I think Quad go enter the scene next week.
Mm-hmm.
That she will enter the scene, so she'll be a friend. So I still feel like you can still have the new girl. It would be great if Mariah just pop up. But they gonna happen. I wish she would just pop up. Because even though I have a little thing with Mariah, but I still like her. She still brings some drama. She still brings the show to it. So and she get these girls together sometimes. But the fact that it replaced her, it just feels crazy. They both had everybody here, so it was like, why not have Mariah in it? Sure. But I guess because they're going through this court battle, I guess she can't be in this season until they get that settled. And hopefully
Yeah.
season.
But I agree with Quad. Quad said I don't even need to be on the show no more. Just run me my money. So I agree. I agree with her 100%. Because I think Mariah is the reason that LA didn't work. I think because she was not a part of the casting of that show is why it didn't work. Despite what we may think about Mariah personally, she knows how to cast a group of women to build their own drama and their own little issues and infighting amongst themselves, but not to the point where it's so extremely scripted. So Mariah does know how to get together a dynamic group of people to work, where LA didn't work because they were all dynamic, but they were all very introverted, and because they worked for hospitals, they couldn't go too far because they would lose their job. Like Mariah was smart in casting people who had their own private practices or who was going into getting their own private practice. So, my job I am my job, so I think if they would have casted it better, if Mariah would have just sprinkled her little magic on it, it would have been better. I didn't always like her as a cast member, but I do find that she was a very good producer, and she did keep the story going and keep things kind of flowing. So I look forward to seeing where this goes. So we'll try. We'll see.
Well, I say the same thing. We'll see, y'all. But that was 2 episodes of Married to Medicine. So I will continue watching, and I will be doing mix-up live reviews and recorded reviews of Married to Medicine. So when I put it out there, please watch the video, share it, let people know. put in groups. I'm trying to get into those groups too so I can promote my shit. But sometimes they be like funny. They be trying to let you promote yourself. And that's something I have been in a lot of groups. So that's it. We're going to transition to the next show. It's Delilah on because I did watch it. Anything else about Married to Medicine y'all want to talk about? Put in the comment section. We can still chat about it because we still have more to talk. Let me see. What's this? Oh, come on, share screen, y'all. Delilah. I found this picture that had all the cast members, the cast on the show. Yes, there you go. Let me see. Put too much in it. I mean, hope y'all can see them. Is it too small? Let me see. Now you can see them a little bit. All right. So Delilah, y'all. So if y'all have watched Greenleaf, you know Greenleaf was a great show on. I mean, it's sad that it's ended, but they did tease us that the creators of Greenleaf will write another show. Was called Delilah. It's not the spinoff of Greenleaf. They will do a spinoff of Greenleaf, but we don't know when that's not coming. But they created another show called Delilah. It was 2 episodes that happened on. It comes on Tuesdays, Tuesday nights. I think it was a 2-hour premiere, but I think starting that every week will be. Let me check my DVR. So if y'all want to catch it, y'all can catch it. Yes, let me check. I think come on 9 o'clock on Tuesdays. Yeah, 9 o'clock on Tuesdays. And go give you a breakdown of it, and we can talk about some of the scenes, everything. All right. I don't know if you can see these people. I don't know if I can put it up more. Let's start from this group here. Then we're going down to other people. I know y'all saw a familiar face. You know. So this is, don't know the actors' names, but this, I'm going to give you the names of the show. This is Delilah right here. I do know this actor named Jill Marie Jones. If y'all know, y'all grew up watching Girlfriends. She's Tony Childs. She specializes in results. And you know, for some reason, I do feel a little bit of Tony in her and this cast member in this show. I feel a lot of Tony. And I was like, oh my God, you did never left, right? They just catch you the right part. But her name is Tamara in this show. This is Demetra Barnes. She's got hired by Delilah to work at her firm and everything because she was inspired by Delilah. Delilah took over this case and handled representing the lady, even though she lost, which is her secretary, Harper. She represented Harper in the case, but she lost the case, but still inspired Demetra to work with her. And since Delilah decided to take on a big case, that she would start being rival of her friend Tamara, she started to bring Demetra on and everything. This is her secretary, Harper. This is Delilah. I know I'm bouncing around, so if y'all didn't watch the show, I'm giving y'all an input of who these people are. Delilah. This is her daughter named Maya. Her name is Maya, right? I think her name is Maya. And her nephew, Dion. Her son, Marcus. And this is the baby father, who was her ex-husband. It's like that is Gordon. What's his name? That's not the husband. No, hold up. I'm trying to get away. I don't want to mix up the people. Did they show the husband? Yeah, that's not the husband. It's somebody else. This guy name is Andre, and he is the friend of, well, let me get that name right. Friend of Nathan and Christine. I don't know how much a friend he is between those two, but it looks like he's more a friend of Christine than he is Nathan, but we'll see that. And this is Jamal. This is Casey, who is Tamara's husband, best friend. I'll show him in a minute. Let me go down to the people. So this is the friend of people. This is Jamal. I said, oh, he was a good looking that episode too. All right, so y'all, this is, who was that? I forgot. Oh, I know who she is. That's Christine. Ooh. All right, bear with me. This is Casey. This is Tamara, who is Jim Maurice Jones' husband. I forgot his name, but he worked really close with Nathan. This is Nathan. That's Dion, the little boy I showed you. That's his father. And this is Dion's mother, Christine. Who's this? This is Tamara's boss, Win Jr. I said, oh, who is this guy? Ooh, I forgot his name, y'all. I don't know. And this is the that's the person that she works for, who does the side jobs for her, like the side things. Oh, this is him. I forgot, y'all. What is it? But Delilah has a person that she goes to do like the pick up information, to find information of, and I think this is him named Mac. So that's him. And this is Gordon. That's the Delilah's baby father. Okay. Oh, hey Trish, how you doing? From South Jersey. Oh, what's up? What's up? All right, joining in. All right, so this is the Gordon's girlfriend, I guess. We didn't get her name, but she's with him. And this is Fred Osborne. And I forgot who this guy is, so I don't think he's important that much. Let's go back up. So Delilah is a lawyer. She used to work in a white firm, but she quit that job to take care of her two kids, Maya and Marcus. And she also taking care of her nephew, Dion. Y'all, disclaimer, y'all. I don't know about Dion, but every time I see that little boy in these 2 episodes, y'all might think I'm a softie, but he got me tearing. I don't know why. I just watch this boy, his scenes. It's just like he's so emotion heavy, and he knows a little bit, but he don't know much. And the fact that Delilah had to make sure he's good, and then the story with his mom and dad, I was looking at it and say, oh my gosh, hope this boy gonna make me buku crying over his scenes, because it just like some of his facial questions and how he asks questions and stuff like that. And Delilah had to walk in eggshells a little bit to try and keep his feelings in touch, at the same time trying to be realistic, but she not really tell him the whole story. And he has hopes. I don't know. So this is her nephew that's staying with him. And she taking care of all 3 right now. And so her best friend Tamara, they've been good friends for a long time, 20 years. And they never went against each other. Even when Delilah was in the firm, they never went against each other. But Delilah took a corner. Oh, I think that little girl I missed, I forgot her name, was Leah. That was her name. I said, who was that girl? And she was a big part of the story, and I forgot. And I was like, hold on, who she look like? Her name was Leah, and I forgot who she was. She's down there. I'll show her again. But Leah came to her office because Leah used to work in Fred Osborne company, Osborne Tactical, and this guy named Greg Shea worked on a radio. He designed radios, and I guess he gave a warning that it was not good for the military soldiers. So she was asking questions, and the boss fired her. She think it was injustice and everything, and she went to Delilah. Delilah at first went in and set the case because Delilah and Tamara both went to college with Leah. And I guess they were seniors when Leah was a freshman and everything. And they said, oh, this girl, who she was doing the most. She was stealing your shoes. She was doing all this stuff like that. Hold up. What's going on? What's going on? And so she took the case, and long story short, she took the case because Leah said they'd be watching her. And she needs someone to watch her back because she was digging too deep. And she also said that Greg Shea was fired as well and let go because he would start snooping and he started going against the company. And you know, HR covered up. He said, no, he left when he was going good. He got good money on, so no, he ain't good. And Tamara, Leah got fired because she was insubordinate. She was always late and stuff like that. So, you know, that company's on to something. They're letting go people who dig too deep, and they just giving them signed papers and trying to get their money away. Oh, we will give you a year bonus. Sign this, but you got to give me your laptop, you got to give me your phone, you got to give me your passport, you got your social media accounts, you got to give me all that. This is sign your life away. I said, why you need all that for me to sign and give me money to leave away? So Delilah started thinking, and she said, something doesn't sound right. And when Greg Shea was willing to talk to Delilah, they killed him. So that's when she started saying, "Oh, hold up. I gotta take this case. So something's going on here. I gotta take this case." And Tamara, which I see. If y'all watch the show, y'all can see Tony Childs in her character. It zooms Tony Childs, but her name is Tamara, and she works for the law firm that go represent the Obstacle Corps, Osborne Tacticals. I'm talking about Spider-Man. What I'm talking about? This is not Spider-Man, y'all. This is a different show. Osborne Tactical, and she worked with the big funds. You know, she got the money. And she would have to make partner. So the freaking boss told her, said, "Listen, if you take this case and you make this go away, you will be partner." So, and I do feel like, and I'm gonna get your opinion, Tracy. I do feel like Tamara was trying to devote Delilah for not taking the case. So it's like she's trying to be a dominant friend and say, "Oh, I got this, I this, that, I this like that." She's got that. She's like the dominant friend who got the money, who could say things, and who make the decisions for the friendship. But the only thing about Delilah has her own mind. She's very headstrong. So all that tactics that Tamara was trying to get her to stop taking this case, Delilah was not doing it. Now we do find out that Leah, someone lied and said that she was not sleeping with the boss, which she actually was, because it was in Discovery saying that Leah was sleeping with Fred Osborne, and they saw her with the wife house. They was arguing on stuff like that. Leah said, "No, that was not true. No, I was there because he fired me and I want to get my peace of my mind," all that stuff. And so that was Tamara's reason to say, "Listen, don't take this case because this girl is actually with the boss. So anything who may come up, I will bring this up. So don't do this. Don't take the case because we haven't been going at each other for 20 years. Don't do it." And that's that. It's a lot more story, but so far, let's get your input for that, and then we go more on to the story.
I definitely think that Tamara, because she has the resources, she does kind of treat Delilah like a little sister, kind of. Although we're friends, she's like the big sister in the relation, in the friendship. Now you friends with somebody, and it's like, oh, that's my big brother, but we're really friends because they are more dominant, they're more controlled, they're more want to get their point across, and it doesn't really bother you, and your guys are all still real good friends, so you just kind of go along with it. That's what I feel like for their relationship, where she's just kind of used to getting her way, and Delilah just kind of goes along with it just to appease her, kind of like a big sister, little sister relationship. So I definitely see her trying to throw her weight around to get Delilah not to do things. But if we're gonna call a spade, she is a terrible client. Like, she is terrible. The truth ain't in her. Like, the truth ain't in her. She's sleeping with her boss. She just wants the shmoney. Like, she is not the best client at all. Like, she is not a great client. Oh my God, what is the new lawyer's name? Oh my gosh, what's her name?
What lawyer?
The little partner that Delilah took on. What is her name? She was on the bus.
Demetria.
I do like her tenacity. You know what she reminds me of? Did you watch? Oh gosh, did you watch Empire?
Yes.
Cookie's assistant on Empire. Yeah. She reminds me of her. Like, kind of like that kind of boisterous personality where she's like, and this and that, and this and that, and this is what I know. And she does kind of go above and beyond. But then I was like, when I see her getting on that butt, like, she came in like she was But I was like, girl, you was doing all that because you want to make sure you got to the bus on time? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, girl. That makes so much sense. Oh, you don't want to walk? Oh, okay, got it. But I do like her, and I like how she's like a new, fresh perspective. Mm-hmm. And it seems that she is very driven to prove herself to Delilah because she likes her. So I do see that she's like driven to prove her, like really driven to try and prove that she is kind of the best pick. So I definitely did appreciate it. And I was with you. Oh gosh, what is the little boy's name?
Dion.
Oh gosh. I was like, he's so cute.
Yes, he is. This little Dion right
And
here.
when they was talking about going to get hamburgers, I was like, oh my god, he's so adorable.
It's like, cool. The cries and tear what's about to come out.
Yes, but he is so adorable. Like, so
Jeez.
I could definitely understand, because when they said this was like the executive producer of Greenleaf, I was like, your expectations are so high, but it is so different from Greenleaf. It is so different, but it is just as good in its own way.
Yeah.
In its own way.
So we had only 2 episodes so far, y'all. So I'll continue with the story. But it's good, y'all. So let's say if y'all didn't watch it, I know I gave a little spoilers, but I'm trying to give y'all a scenario so y'all can understand what the story is. This is the baby father. I know it's kind of small, but it is baby father. I'll large it up. And you know what? Let me large it up. Let me see. Baby father. No, because the girlfriend is there, and I gotta have those to go. So this is the baby father. It's Gordon. This is Delilah, I think ex-husband, and they 2 kids, Maya and Marcus. And this is the girlfriend that got in the house. Now we didn't get her name. If maybe this is her name, but I didn't get it. But this is the girlfriend at the house. And she wanted to meet the kids and everything. So we don't know the background story of that, how he met them. But we do know that Gordon is a cheater. He be cheating on his wife, Delilah, for a couple of times. And you go trying to blame on Delilah. Well, you kicked me out. Can you stop sleeping around? That's where you didn't go get kicked out. That's what like you make it seem like it was her fault. That's why the kids is calling you and want you around and you're not in the house and everything. And it's so strange. If you would have stopped cheating, then you wouldn't have had to go through this thing. Now,
He a homosexual. He a homosexual. He sleep with anybody for a place to stay. Just let that man go. Oh, I don't like him. It's only 2 episodes in and I don't like him.
Yeah, I say, oh, he get my nerves. Now, another thing, they had an agreement with the court or something to pay $200 in child support. Mind y'all, $200. I don't know if it's $200 a week or $200 a month, but it's $200. That's all he had to pay for child support. He had the money. I gotta think about that. I gotta try to see that as well. I gotta try to see. I gotta do that. Now, Maya, she's a violinist, and I said that right. Whatever. She played the violin, and she really good. But the equipment she had, it was not working well. She said it sounds crazy. It sounds weird. So she went to her best friend, show her spot, and she had to get a good one. Was based on Miss Virginia, and she's a well-renowned violinist herself, and she liked it. But the guy said, "I just can't give it up to you like that." She's like, "Can you rent it?" No, you rent it. No, it's $10,000. I said, $10,000, all that stuff. So Delilah would say, $10,000. I bet that's how much money. What you do? So what? I gave you $200 for the violin. What happened to that one? She said, "No, it doesn't sound right." So she asked her father, because I think in her eyes, father is the golden. I don't know. I think Maya old enough to know what's going on, but I don't know if they got the kids privy to what's going on. I do think they know that their father's at the house. They know that for sure. They're old enough to know that. But the way how she go her father, sometimes it is like that. Even though the mother and father could have their own outs, the kids love their daddy still. So she asked for daddy. She said, "Can I ask daddy?" It seems like every time Delilah is like the disciplinarian and say, "No, this can't do this." She said, "Can I talk to daddy? Can I talk to daddy?" That's a spill. I said, "Girl." And I don't know about you. I don't know why a lot of these shows always have these rebellious teenagers. As but not every teenager is rebellious, is freaking going up the mouth and talking back to their mother and father, not talking to their mother and being flippant with their mouth. I said, "Girl, you got one of them." I was getting. I like Maya and I understand Joy, but the way how she was coming at her mother like that, like she was the bad guy. And I said, "Girl, calm down." But so he put up $5,000. Mind you, I remember I said the agreement was $200 for child support, but he could pay $5,000 for a violin. You can't pay $200 a month. That's it for a month. You can't pay $200, but you will pay $5,000 for a violin. Boy, oh my gosh. I thought Delilah would have pip smack him in the
Make that make sense, Satan. Where make that make sense. I was right there with you when I was like, I
Yes.
know my TV did not just say that. I know.
Yes.
Oh,
That
okay.
it up. It was so easy
Mhm.
to get that $5,000 and you go pay the other $5,000, whatever agreement you had.
Mhm.
And you can't pay for $200 for child support. She been asking for no $1,000. She asked for $200, and you can't pay that. Boy, whatever. So he did that to make her look bad. He did that like it look bad. Cause now the daughter Maya said, "Thank you, Daddy. Thank you for giving me the violin. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Daddy." I know Delilah was rolling her eyes so hard in the back of her head. I would be like Delilah. I was like, this motherfucker. Like he tried to make me so like I'm a stick in the mud, and he's all this carefree daddy, knowing that I don't know. She know her father was cheating around after to make a book with the marriage, but it is what it is. Now another thing with the father, Marcus, because Dion took over his room. I guess Dion somehow took over his room. Delilah was letting him because he's young. He don't know what's going on. His mom, I'll talk about the mom in a minute. Well, not talk about that. Her mom hasn't been around. She's upset that Nathan went to a second tour in military, and I guess he got disabled. He's in a wheelchair, and she didn't like that. So I guess it's too much responsibility taking care of someone on the wheelchair and being there for her son. So she always making promises. Oh, I come back for a week. Then I come back for 2 weeks. Then I come back after a month. Then I come back and then 6 weeks. Then it's 6 months. Like you keep adding the time, and your boy Dion doing pictures and drawing pictures and everything, happy to be home, and then he can't come home. And then it causes more tensions when Marcus been upset and everything, and so like that. So he called his father and said, "Can I stay with you?" He said, "Oh, what's going on? What's all that? Dion's in my room, all that stuff, and I want to stay with you." He said, "Oh, I gotta talk to your mom," which is a good thing to talk to your mom. But I think he's doing that because he's not really trying to say yes. He's trying to tell his son, "Oh, I'm gonna talk to your mom," but knowing deep down inside, he was not gonna have his son come over to his house. So it was like, not because he don't want his son to go back to mom saying that daddy got a little girlfriend in the house and everything, and that's it. That's what he did it. So he said, "I'm gonna talk to your mom," which is great because Delilah been taking care. If you gonna say yes without talking to her, I will look at you sideways too. So I was like, it's crazy. And now your son called you. You never want your son around. Like, all right. So let's go with that story.
So I did think that he doesn't want. Although the girlfriend wants to meet the kids, but he doesn't want to introduce the kids to the girlfriend, which makes me think that Delilah knows this girl, the girlfriend that he got. Or maybe this was the same girlfriend that he had stepped out on her with that broke up their marriage, maybe she is that same one. So he is like really not trying to get the kids to see this girl. Like that's just too much because I was like, why else would you say your son can't stay there? I mean, unless you selling dope on the side or something. I don't know. Like something about this just seems very awkward. But I do appreciate him saying like, "Oh, I need to talk to your mom about it. This is that and the third." But how was you just willing to like knock off 5 racks for your daughter, and now your son like he can't even stay the night with you though, like to get his own little free space or something? Like this seems very okay. But all right, no. But I definitely feel like there is something. I think that either the girl was the person that broke up their marriage, or she knows Delilah, and it's just gonna be too much their relation, and he doesn't want that kind of headache because of her. So I do think there's something deeper going on in that relationship because it seemed very weird that he didn't want to introduce the kids, or maybe he a Rolling Stone and he don't want the kids to meet nobody so that they don't get attached, and then he don't have to feel bad when he drop her like a hot potato. But something about this just seemed very suspect.
Yes.
Seemed real suspect. But when it comes to the daughter and her like being real sassy and short and quick tempered and things with her mom. Like, and then the son is kind of the same way. So I'm like, did both of the kids have to be like real slick in the mouth?
That's
Like, I could have understood one kid being slick in the mouth, but not both kids being slick in the mouth. But okay, Oprah, I get it. Being a single parent is hard, so you're trying to like enhance the struggles of it. Okay, I get, and yeah, sometimes people are, a little quick with it and slick with the mouth and just want things their way. So I mean, but I guess then it does give another layer to all the drama that Delilah has to deal with and all the things that she's trying to balance and have going on. So I guess I could see it. I
yeah.
can see it. I can see it.
Well, I think that was the gist of it. I mean, I did talk about the Leah case. Delilah decided to take it. I mentioned that, and Leah is not telling the whole truth of everything. Because the last scene in the second episode, and I said to man, you was something else. She said the text pictures of the girl Leah. She said, "I told you." I said, "What? Tamara? You ain't get out of my face, girl. What you told you?" And like, you really try to throw it in her face that your client is lying to you, which is she find out the hard way. But at the same time, you try to rub it in her face, like, listen, don't take this case. We could settle this. We could get $2 million. You could do this and this and that stuff. I told you this was happening. It's gonna blow up in your face. I want to bury you. I want to do this. It's like that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Like, she's trying to give her a warning. But even though Delilah is like defeated, but I think she's not gonna back down yet. She's not gonna back down. She's gonna continue in this case. But she gonna crack the whip now. She gonna say, listen, don't be lying to me, Leah. No more lying. Even though Leah might still lie, because based on the history, Tamara, Delilah said that this Leah girl is not something to be a saint of. She's not. Because she don't want money. And every time she ain't care about the justice that's going on, the injustice that's going on in the company, she just want her payout. That's what she said. They fired me. So I'm gonna see how this case gonna fracture Tamara's and Delilah's friendship, and what degree. How far will Tamara represent this company if she start finding out more information of it? Because she find out that this guy was sleeping with the freaking secretary that fired her, that would blow red flags. But the fact that she get a partner is like, she's gonna say, listen, that's the money I'm gonna make partner. I'm gonna just go put my feelings to the side and represent my case, because my boss will dangling this partnership in my face if I don't get this case with her. But at the same time, I do feel like she sold her soul a little bit, because it's like, listen, you sleep with your secretary and you fire her, that's something serious. In any other form, but your little money will think that's kind of fishy, everything. But I don't know how and what degree that Tamara will go far for this, but it seems like she will take it far if Delilah won't push down. It's like it's gonna be like a punishment in some way, shape, or form. And she was like, I know I'm gonna try to separate my business, the fast friendship, but we can't meet each other anymore. We can't do this like that as that we used to if you take on this case. That's what she's trying to push Delilah not to take the case, not to take the case, not to take the case. But we'll see how much specialized results Tamara, Tony Chapter into the show. But I think that's it so far. And I think, I don't know, if Tamara trying to push Jamal and her together. So we don't know if that friendship will grow, if anything. But that's it. Any last thoughts on Delilah?
Who do you think killed? Was that, what is his name? Gary?
Gary Shea, yeah.
Who do you think killed Gary?
Yes, the Gary Shea. Okay, I forgot a little bit about that. It was one more thing. So Gary Shea was part of the company, same company that Leah got fired of, and he got offered the same deal. They said, "Listen, you sign an NDA, we sign you out, and you give us everything." But Gary didn't give them everything. He still had files and everything. So I guess they caught wind of that, but they still don't know that secret stash he has. But they did see him talking to Delilah. So I don't know, that guy who was across the street maybe killed him, or somebody in their company got a cleanup fixer and will clean up the dirt and clean people out if they trying to talk too much. Because when he first talked to Delilah, he would say, "No, I can't talk. I can't talk. I can't talk. I can't talk." Like, what part you don't get it, girl? They're watching us. They're watching us. The same thing Leah was saying. They're watching us. So the fact that she was getting close, and then you feel so tickled and startled by Delilah, like, is Delilah is a really good lawyer that you feel so tight that you had to go to Tamara firm, because they was part of the firm anyway, but their partnership, to get the thing nip in the butt so quickly. Like, what does she have on y'all that you had to really get the firm to settle this so quickly? So I was saying, why you're so spooked so quickly like that? They didn't say nothing yet, but I think that company did something and it's shady. What you think? Because I don't know. That was really weird.
When she was like, "Oh, did her client kill? Did my client off him? Did the company off him?" I was like, "Dang! If you think your own client off him, I mean, but that's not saying much because the heifer show lie, and she
Mm-hmm.
slick with it, and she show real loose with truth. So I don't know. But when I seen that, I was like, something about this seems very deep and calculated. And some part of me wonders, like, how long is this going to last? If
Mm-hmm.
they offing people this early, but then again, I like that they offing people this early because it shows you the severity of the case.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I think you're right. I don't know if it was the guy in the car who offed him. I don't think it was the guy in the car. I think the guy in the car is just like, passing the messages along. I think it was somebody else who actually offed him. But I do think that he was, the messenger to say, oh, he was talking to this person, this is that and the third. So I am interested in definitely seeing if the client, what the heck is that girl's name?
Oh,
If Marie and Harper figure out, like, if she figures out that that's who,
okay.
who's like that's her from that case, and will that make a difference? Like, will
Okay.
that change the way she sees Delilah? Because it's like Delilah wants to accept any wounded bird that she can find. Like, how is she going to fit? You know what I mean? Like, I wonder how that is going to play out. Because you're seeing when she said, like, did she know it's me? Like,
Oh, yeah.
how
Yeah.
things I was like, I wonder what that dynamic is actually going to play out to be like.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I do like that they're multi-layered characters with a bunch of stuff going on.
Well, that
So
is
I
true.
like it.
Yeah, that's it. The creators of Greenleaf, they gotta step up, right? It's like that. So that was a lot of y'all. So I know many people didn't really say much about the thing. I guess I'm trying to get information, but it does come on, and it's on Tuesdays nights at 9 o'clock. But it's a good show, y'all. If y'all enjoy Greenleaf, y'all will enjoy it, because right off the bat they gave us enough to keep us going. In my opinion, they gave us enough to keep us going to figure out things, because it is like, okay, who did this? Why this happened? Why this happened? Why she don't want to take care of her son? Why this is happening? What's going on with the situation with Tamara? And then how this going to lead? Is something going to happen between her and Jamal? What's up with the baby daddy? It's a lot to go on to even get your mind going. So it's many interlocking storylines going on in this thing that keep us interested. Like the company is the higher ups, the people with money against the people who don't have money, the underdog. So it's a lot of layers of the show. So it gets you thinking, y'all. So hope y'all tune in, because I will talk more about Delilah on the live. I don't think I might do recorded versions. I mean, I don't know. It's probably a mix of both. But tomorrow will be the third episode, y'all. So catch that. Now, I know y'all saw in my thing, I said it was gonna be 3 shows and social media talks. So the 3 talks I'm gonna talk about is Martell Holt and his video. We're gonna talk about the Kirk Franklin drama with his son, because bits and pieces coming out, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm not liking that son. I don't know what he's doing and what his angle is. I'm not liking him, and he is doing the most. And Trey Songz, I don't know if it's a promotion of a video that he's coming out or a photo shoot, but nasty disclaimer, he did spit in 2 female miles doing this video shoot or something like that. And I will post a link for each one of them stuff so y'all can watch it and while we talk about it. So let's go here. So bear with me, y'all. Let me post these links. If y'all start making discussion. What y'all think about these 3 topics we're about to discuss? Martell Holt, his video about the brother, Kirk Franklin and his son. And tell y'all the truth, y'all gonna figure, y'all gonna laugh and say, "Where you been?" I like Kirk Franklin, I like his music, but I didn't really know much about his backstory of his life. I didn't know he had kids. I don't even know he was. I knew he got married to Tammy when I saw the freaking Behind Every Man episode. That's why I found out he had a wife. Other than that, I wasn't following Kirk Franklin like that. All I know about his music. So I didn't even know he had kids and all that stuff and family and all that stuff like that, which I could expect he should have. But the fact that this son came out with all this craziness of what his angle is crazy.
Okay, so let's start with Kirk. Let's start with Kirk.
Yeah, that's so.
I think people seem to think because he's like a gospel singer,
yes,
or a gospel producer, that for some reason he is just above, acting like this, not like this. He act like this and not like this.
Yeah,
I don't know why people seem to think he outside of that, but let's be real. I don't know a parent from the South who won't curse you out if you get disrespectful. I don't know one. I've never met one. Both of my parents are from the South, and I'm grown, and they've cursed me out plenty of times. Went to church on Sunday and all of that good stuff. So nobody is above reproach. And I think for me, when it comes to if his son was like 13, 14, 15, I will feel different. He is 30 plus years old.
Yes, that would make so sick.
If you don't get your grown self, because at this point, it's 2 adults arguing at this point. Like, not to be funny, he is grown. Like, grown. So your dad cut you off. And I couldn't tell, was it because of his sexual identity or because he had a drug problem? Because I done seen 2 versions of the story. Or is it both? Is it both? Is it one side of the story? I don't know, because one story I was reading said it's because of his sexual identity, and Kirk didn't agree with it, so he distanced himself from him. And then the other one was that he had a drug problem, and that's why he tried to help him for so long, and it didn't work, and that's why he distanced himself from him. I was like, I don't know which one is right. But just if I was going based off of what I seen, what I thought, I would go to drug problem angle, because how you cut the conversation. You didn't tell us what started the conversation. There was no leading up to. It was just like, oh, I'm get cursed out, and then I got hung up on. Something about this just don't seem right to me. But either way, I'm grown and my parents still cursing me out. And so to me, getting cursed out isn't above reproach. But then again, if I was to talk to my daddy like that, I think I might have went to meet my maker. But all parents are different.
I grant it. So my thoughts is this. I will grant it. If you want to put out this abuse angle or something like that, where I'm not gonna deny anything. When people say about abuse and everything, I've seen it firsthand how it is. Physical abuse, emotional abuse in the household, stuff like that. I seen it as a child growing up. So that could be real. But my point is, if it is the truth, we haven't heard about this in the past, as I know of. I ain't heard nothing about Kirk Franklin being abuse of daddy and everything. And that the fact that you are 33 years old, that's a part of it. And to say that your father's abusing you and you don't want this and you keep reaching out and they ain't reaching out to this and they treat you wrong, so like that. What's wrong with you and blocking your father and keeping your distance? It's like what we all say, protect your energy. If you have, that's what say, just because your family doesn't mean you have to pull up with someone bull crap. What is your parent? What is your child? What is your sister? What is your brother? What anything. So if you feel like your father is doing this to you and you can't put up with this, it seems to me you was a spoiled little child, because when you mentioned that we was bouncing around for 3 years old to high school. So it's just after high school you became an adult and your father wasn't supporting you as much. That's what it seemed to me. Now, if you was on counseling and stuff like that, if your father was cursing you out and everything, then you should distance yourself. Get counseling, work on yourself, and not deal with your father. But another thing that got me in pause is that, yeah, I agree, Sunshine. I wouldn't apologize for shit either. I wouldn't apologize for that. He apologized because Kirk Franklin is a good man, but he didn't apologize. And mind you, he apologized to us. He didn't apologize about cursing out his son. Mind, that's the truth right there. So, and yes, I do agree. I think it was the money. I think because we became an adult, Kirk Franklin was not supporting him because he was an artist and like that. And to be honest, I mean, maybe he did. But what's the last song Kirk Franklin put out? Maybe he did put out a song recently. But I haven't heard Kirk Franklin in the spotlight that much. I mean, yes, he was. What was it?
He put out a song when he did that Verses. So when he just did the gospel version of Verses, he put out a song
and he
with that.
Sunday Best, right? He hosted Sunday Best. Yes.
Sunday's Best, yes. So that's the last thing I done heard from him. So
he ain't been doing much, but at the same time, but your father got money. So, and the recording. And you mentioned that you will not go put out the whole recording. If your father's abusive to you, why only put that one part of it and not lead it to that? It's like, if we want us to believe you, show the whole thing, that show us that you was not aggressive, you was not antagonizing your father, and you was not being rude, and then we can make decisions. But the fact that you said, oh, I'm not putting the whole thing out, everything, you know what you did, and then don't crucify my father. I said, what? People gonna talk about it now because you put it out there. What was your angle? Because, and then the daughter came out and said, no, our father was not like that. Because granted, yes, Carry On was first, and then he had the other kids later on. Sometimes different children will have different experience with a parent based on their stage in their life. So maybe he ain't got the much thing, but it seemed like he was involved with his father. His father was involved in his life since he was young. And I guess some point it just stopped with the money intake, and that's what I believe. Whether the abuse is the truth or not, I'm not gonna say that, but you didn't separate, but you still keep it reaching out. And then you manipulate that tape to make her feel a type of way about it. And everybody was like, what's leading up to it? And now you don't want to answer questions. Then people thinking too deep into it. People this is that. Don't crucify my father, this and that. Y'all know the new things. Y'all know this, all that stuff, and y'all supporting this. And I was like, what is your angle, boy? Because when I first saw this thing, I would say, hold up. When he said, I'm grown, I said, how grown are you? Because it seemed like you 33 years old, act like you 15 years old. A 15 years old will post something like that up. A 14 years old will post something like that up. Not no 33 years old child. Just because you're a child. And then I saw a lot of mixed signals of people. People sided with the Carry On. People sided with Kirk Franklin. I know a lot of people sided with Kirk Franklin, but a lot of people who sided with Carry On saying that, oh, yes, everybody blaming the victim and it's like that. I said it was no victim blaming because I think he manipulated that tape. Now, if you want to be authentic about what you're saying, show the whole audio. He did post another one up recently about more of things and say, "Oh, I was there with a cancellation, but what God like or you ain't God like, you not God like. You antagonize your father, so you want your father to get riled up." So, and then somebody was laughing in the background. I don't know who was laughing.
The wife.
Oh, that was the wife? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Cindy, how you doing? What's going on?
I'm going to say it just like this.
Go ahead.
If I was to curse my dad out, would he react? Absolutely. Would my mom laugh? Because she like, yeah, that girl about to sign her death warrant. Oh, you crazy. Oh, but what kills me is when he was like, oh, I dare you. So if you go back and listen to it, Kirk was like, oh, I'll do this. And he was like, I dare you. And then Kirk got real hype. I was like, see, now when you dare your daddy to come do something to you, honey, you ain't no victim now. You a part of the problem. Mm-hmm. But again, I'm like, if you cannot release the whole tape from start to finish, then something tells me that you did something to get this energy, because it doesn't feel like
Yeah,
it
that he
was
was like that. Yeah.
he just woke up one day and called me and ran down on me for no reason. Like, something about that just doesn't seem appropriate, especially when Kirk says, "Oh, we have a family therapist," and I called the therapist right after this to talk about it. Who has a family therapist on speed dial that y'all just call? Clearly, y'all been working with this therapist for something, which really makes me believe that when they were saying that he was at one point on drugs, and they were trying to work through those differences, I was like, I think I might believe that, because normally something like that you would have kind of a therapist on speed dial for, because that is a big thing and it affects everyone differently and it is a lot. So I'm like, I could kind of see that more so than just randomly out of nowhere he called and cursed you out. But I definitely truly believe um you get what you deserve in this aspect, because you are a grown man. You are 30 plus years old. You are an adult. Okay, you felt it was cool to curse your parent out. That's fine. You could think that. You could curse your parent out. But don't get mad when they give you that same energy that you giving them. Cause I don't know about, would your parent curse you out?
My my parents grew up with parents who felt from South too. She got the Southern background herself. And if you do get disrespectful and stuff like that, my mother was no stranger to beating and was no stranger to cussing you out. It's like that. Now, granted, sometimes I go on my thing. She did a little overboard with the beating and stuff, but she stopped after a while because it got to the point
Mm-hmm.
that I wasn't care about it anymore. I was like, okay, you beat me for what? Like, what's the point? But at
Mm-hmm.
the same time, but my mother's close, and I would never go that far and cussing her out. We may have disagreements. We may have little spats and we might not talk for a little bit, a day or two, but at the same time, we still call each other, we still love each other. But I would never go that far just to look at my mother, not at
But
all.
then here's my better
Yeah.
question. Would you record part of an argument with your mama
Oh
and
no,
post
I
it
would
on
never
your
record
social
that.
media platform?
No, I would never record conversation. I
What?
feel, I feel this that conversation is private. I don't know, believe in putting your personal issues out on social media. I still believe that. So if y'all follow my social media, I post stuff that's related to my YouTube channel, related to stuff about me dancing, stuff I might see, but y'all would never see me post any personal stuff about my life unless it's something I want to share about, something I like, something I dislike, something that I care about something and I have a strong opinion. But I would never post anything about my conversation with my mother online and try to put it out there. Not on Facebook, not Instagram, nothing. Because at the end of the day, we discuss it in our own selves. And the fact that you decide to record that conversation, you try to trip the narrative to make us not like Kurt, and that's not gonna happen. It's like that. Granted, like I saying, if abuse is happening in his scenario, then why can you cut your father off? You're 33 years old. You don't need your father around. You don't need him unless you don't need him. And yes, Sunshine, yes. Carry On is about a different woman. It's not about Tammy. Yeah, I think, and Tammy has a daughter, not by Kurt either. So they both have a child outside of marriage, and I think they have another child together. So I think it's a total of 3 or 4. I think they got 3 kids, right? 1, 2, 3. I think 3. Yeah. So they each have a child before they got married, and then they got married and had a kid. So I think it's 3 together.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see, what's that?
Yeah, I don't feel bad for him at all. So yeah,
No.
no, he's good on that piece. He wanted us to feel some type of way, and I mean we do. I guess it's just not the way he wanted though.
Yes. And then he keep going, and then he making this long path. Y'all can follow. I don't know. I don't follow him, but Shade Room and stuff and putting posters.
Mhm.
Sorry, his conversation up, and he posted. He writing paragraphs. Paragraphs. It's like, oh, who gonna be reading this post? And Instagram is breakfast big to read the post. So now we gotta read every word. No, come on, man. No. So that's how I feel about this things like and I think us panel might talk about it too, because I know we was communicating and we was sharing the videos, so we might talk about that. But I just don't know what was his angle. If you doing all this, what is your angle? It's because I feel the sister, what's her name? Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
No, Kerry.
Oh, I don't know her name. Yeah, but
I
I watched her video.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh no, finals night like this. No, you never reach out to us. We be reaching out. We trying to make it work, and you always was not. You was always disrespectful. This is that." And he said, "Oh, this is a last photo we took when I was 14 years old. That's the last photo. You just tell me you was not around. No, it seemed like you is. I think Kirk was around with you for a long time. And that statement when you said, "Oh, you always tried around for third grade to high school, and then end the sentence stop." I said, "Okay, so he's been around your life. So what you make it seem like he wasn't there for you?" It's like unless he was as much as that you think you should be, but Quake was on his prime when you was young. So it is a different experience when he had his younger ones. Now he's in his establishment than he was
Mm-hmm.
prime when he started off as an artist. So I do
Mm-hmm.
understand maybe he was doing a lot of back of the mound. He probably was home as much. He probably missed a lot of games, but he probably was there around because you make that statement it seem like he was there in your life. But at some point in your adulthood, he stopped supporting because you were an adult now. So,
Exactly.
so
Here, him and his big age. He need to sit himself down with his big age.
yeah,
Talking about that, like,
yeah,
sir, you can't say, "Oh, you was around from third grade to high school," but then say, "Oh, well, you wasn't around like that." I'm gonna need you to pick a struggle. Make up your mind. Pick one and stick to it. But you can't have it both ways. Either he was there or he wasn't.
mm-hmm,
Either he was a part of your life growing up, or he wasn't.
mm-hmm,
But don't say, "Oh, he was there." Or if it was that, then say, "Oh, he was just there financially and he stopped being there financially." But no, it sounds like he was a part of your life and a part of your life financially. And now he's no longer a part of your life financially. And he's just in your life, but you act a fool. So he stopped, really corresponding with you. As people do in their big ages, they stopped corresponding with their family members as much. That's quite normal.
yes,
But okay.
yeah.
Okay, sir, we see you. But I think he's trying to get paid for an interview. That's what I think.
Yeah, and I was like, listen, you want to be a reality TV show? You can still be a reality TV show. You had to blast your father out like that. Come on now. Shoot, at the end of the day, all these years, and we never heard about abuse from Kirk. No, it's like it could have came out. It's like as I said, if it's true, we're not behind closed doors. We don't know if the ins and out of your family dynamic. But it seemed like if he was doing that much turmoil in your life, you should just separate yourself from the family and just get your own counseling. Don't have a family and have someone else who's not. It's like that. But he's not stopping y'all. He's posting something else today too. So he gonna keep posting. I said, but then again, he want people not to have his name in his mouth anymore to stop the story. You put it out there, and people know Kirk. Just like I said, people have this misconception that people who practice, who save, don't have a human. They human. At the end of the day, they're human in emotions. So I don't believe Kirk would not go off like that, just to go off like that to his son. Granted, they all parents who will go off their shit for a little thing, but it's not one of the scenarios. So I don't think that is true. So his Instagram page, I don't know, because I was getting my stories from the Shade Room. Let's see. Oh, let me check. I don't know yet. Maybe somebody will know. It's like that. But I'll find it and I will let y'all know. Let's see. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the Trey Songz, because that's gonna be really quick, and then we're gonna go into Martell Holt's video. Trey Songz. So in my thing, I posted up the link to Trey Songz stuff so y'all can watch it, because I don't post videos in my thing because I just post the link so y'all can watch it. But the scenario is, it was a photo shoot. I don't know if the video shoot is he promoting for the video, upcoming video, or it's a photo shoot that he had no shirt on, nice in the body, pants on. He had two females on each side, and they was bending down, and I know it's visual, I know you got to see it, but spit out his mouth, open it up. And I mean, if y'all watch porn, y'all know sometimes people use spit to lube up. That's what it was. He did, and they was like, I tell y'all some freaking nasty chicks. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. It's like I said, that was the video. So that's the visual. I know it's a lot. I know y'all want to see that. I mean, he's a sexy guy and everything, but at the same time, it's a thin line. It's a thin line. I'm freakish, but I'm not that type of freak. Ain't no way to live. I go that freaking high and let somebody spit in my mouth. I have a personal experience. I had somebody trying to do that to me once, and I said, "Nah, I'm not down with that. You're not doing that. Trying to spit in my mouth like that freaky shit. I ain't freaking that.
Wait, hold on now.
It was like in the middle of the thing, and you wasn't. I said, get out of me. I know. I don't like that. I don't like that. So that's what Trey Songz did. So if y'all watch it, it's like a minute. I think the video I showed was like a minute and something seconds, and it showed it, and I was like, what? And I don't know what Trey Songz angles is these days, because we know he got a piece. We know he's packing. You showed the video, and I guess he said, whatever. People like my D, I'm just going up there. I'm gonna amp it up, because he really amped it up, and now he's spitting, and the females now, so they all like that. I said, close your mouth. Y'all so freaking Desperate Housewives. What the hell's going on here? Shoot. But yes, Cena, that one was. That was y'all need to see that. It's very a minute, 11 second. And I was like, okay, what was the point of that? Now, let me ask chat and y'all. Would y'all be comfortable with that? Some people might be, some people are. Those two ladies in the video was all. But if you're in the midst of gonna freaking with your man on your spouse or your girl, and they decided, and I see videos too, people spit in your face or spit in your mouth and everything, would you be okay with that? Tell me y'all would be okay with that. I'm not liking that. I'm not liking that. So Tracy, tell me how you feel. Did you see the video? Because it was posted, it was trending.
Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah.
Listen, there are some things that I just don't like, and spit is one of them.
Yes.
Like, if you spit on me, we fighting. Like,
That's what I'm
let's
saying.
just call it a day. If you spit on me, we are fighting. Like, legit, that's fighting for me. But I do understand that some people are into it. Some people like believe in whatever's good. Look, I don't knock nobody for what they choose to do. Let go, let have. If you like it, I love it. I hope you enjoy it. But if Trey would have caught himself trying to spit on me, I'd have socked him
I said,
right
look at that.
in his Adam's apple. He wouldn't have been able to sing not near another note, because I'd have just, hi-ya, right in the throat. Like, he'd have swallowed that spit and his Adam's apple all at one time. There is just no way. I just can't do it. But again, they're not. I think what it makes it more salacious is because the way it made it sounded like he spit on them. Like,
yeah.
But like, then when you seen it, it was like, oh, they wanted to, like, oh. So it was like, I was thinking like and I know that's so wrong to think, but I was thinking like, oh, you know, he was arguing with some female, and he spat on her, which is bad to think, but I guess that's the first place my mind went. Because in my world, you know, people just don't spit for enjoyable reasons.
That's what I'm saying.
That's just me. Like, I'm like, oh, that's so disrespectful. Like, oh no. Oh, but y'all, okay, girl. Okay. Like, listen, but again, I believe in do whatever you like. If you like it, I love it, enjoy it. Spitting is just not for me. I'm not I can't. I can't, Trey. I'm sorry. I was with you with the video though. I was with you with the video. I was with you with that piece. I was like, oh, okay. Trey want to go on the OnlyFans and make him some money. Trey want to go over there, okay? But I can't. Not with the stick.
So yeah. So I guess the general sessions is a trap. We don't really like that. I don't like that either. It's like, the way how they did it, it's like I said, when I said he spit on female, I said he did this like that. I said he just like he did little freaking punk it to New York. That's what he did. And no, he do that. No, he just it dribbled down to the mouth. And I said, oh my god. Oh. I said, yeah, he's finding it. I said, first of all, it's bad enough your piece is big enough. I said, I don't know, everybody don't like that. Take in that thing. It's nice to look at, but to try it out, it's good to look at. And that's it. But to actually do that and also spit. I said, you doing too much. You're a freak master. You freak master. I'm boring. I'm
I don't
basic.
know. No. Now I want to know more about your life because you was like, oh yeah, somebody tried to do that with me. I was like,
No.
oh,
So
they did that.
no, it was not discussed. That was not discussed. And he tried to did that, and I didn't like that. I don't know. I ain't like that at all. And I was so turned off. I was very turned off. I said, no, you gotta ask me about that first before you try to do something quick. No. That's why you say you gotta ask someone. That's why you gotta ask someone what you think is like now these days. Listen, you have to interview people their sex lives because some people will surprise you. Are you into bestiality? Do you like fetishes? Do you have like this? Do you like this? Like this? Like, and you can have a conversation because the more you know about the person, the better your sexual experience is. But don't do something when you're not discussed and it's thought that it will be okay with that. And as you into trying new things. And
I agree with you. I definitely agree. I'm definitely a firm believer in if you like it, that is fabulous. I'm very open-minded. I'm very understanding. Like, oh, okay, that's what you like. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Could I do it? Probably not. Hell to the nah. But to me, spit is disrespectful. Spit is fighting words. Like you spit on somebody. Oh, that's a fight off G. Like you don't even need to say nothing else. That's just a straight. I'm gonna chop you in your throat. Just right there. Like you won't be singing no more. Dive in what? Yeah, okay.
Oh my gosh. Yes. But I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. So my likes. I'll go find that post. I know I was posting something. I don't know if it was Shay One or something else. The one that posted it. But
posted what?
No, Sunshine asked me on his Instagram page, and he posted so much, and I forgot whether I thought I saved my tags or saved the like thing, but I don't see it, so I gotta go back to it. All right, so the last thing is Martell Holt. Like I said, Trey Songz is flying on, but that's too much and everything. That's too much. But and if it is for an upcoming video, I don't want to see that. Not that part. I already seen it already. So Martell Holt. So y'all know Martell Holt is part of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And we know his story and what he did. So I posted up the link as well, Martell Holt video. And he had like a few, I think it was 18 minutes or something. It's whatever long it is, of a video of him discussing with his kids about Melody's brother beating them. Well, hitting them also like that. And to me, if y'all watch that video, and I want y'all to watch that. If y'all watch the video, I mean most of us seen it. It don't seem like the kids just said whatever they said. They seem like they was coached and rehearsed that because they was too in sync with the answers. They were saying the same thing. Now, if you ask 3 young kids a question, we're not even saying it to them beforehand, you will get 3 different answers. So the fact that 2 of them was so in sync, the boy wasn't saying much. He wasn't saying much. But Malia and Malaya, the one who don't talk much, was singing like a canary, saying the same thing, just like what they the same answers the same exact way. And they were so excited to answer the questions. Like you offer them ice cream after the video or something like that, because they were so happy to answer the questions. So I was like, that was one. And then we're gonna talk about that too a little deeper, because I didn't like what the word he used. Now, some people agreed with me, but a lot of people didn't do too deep into it. But when he said Marcus, which is Melody's brother, touched his children. Now, when he said what Marcus did to you, they said, "Oh, he did this and that thing. He hit us and disciplined us because we kept the light on and stuff like that. They called us names." Now, usually when he said, "Oh, he disciplined my child, so he beat my child, he hit my child," but he didn't say hit. He keeps saying touch my child, touch my child, touch my child. Now, I granted some people use the word touch. They said, "Don't touch my child." It's like that. But now these days, how that word is being used, you got to be very careful for saying someone touched your child, that someone hitting and disciplining your child. So if I knew any better, granted we know the context of what it is, but the fact that he say that rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, why you keep emphasizing the word touch? He didn't inappropriately touch your children. He beat or hit your children, but I don't even know that's true or not. Because if it is true, and it was beforehand, he probably would popped off freaking Malchus in that freaking Pharaoh discipline identical like outfits. And when he saw it on site, that's what he would have done. You hit my child, it would have been on site on the freaking television. That's what we would do. Don't hit my child. So he did that, but he used the word touch. Touch versus discipline. When you hear someone say he disciplined my child, the first word in your mind would not say touch. The first word said, "Oh, you beat my child? Oh, you hit my child? You disciplined my child? What you use?" It's like that. So that's the question. So when somebody say touch, he said, "Touch you where? Where they touch you at? Where they touch you at? Where?" It's like that. So I didn't like that. And then he went on, another thing we're going to discuss. And he badmouthed, he said Melanie's a bad mother. She dropped the kids off to the babysitter. I said most people who got busy lives will drop their kids to go babysitter or have nannies. Like, y'all got money. Like, you're not around like that either. Drop a kid to the babysitter, and the babysitter taking care of her own kid and 4 of the kids. So you got 5 children. So, well, quiet as the kid, you about to have 5 children yourself too. So what you talking about? And that's that. I said, oh, Melanie don't watch the youngest kid they had together. She don't wash my baby. It's like it been a couple of days she don't wash my kid. I said Melody is not that freaking ditzy that she will not wash her own baby boy, baby girl, and keep her hygiene together. So what you trying to say? What you saying? What you saying, Martell? You doing the most. So I want your inputs, chat and Tracy, of y'all thing about Martell, because he really annoyed me with that video because it was very rehearsed. And he seemed like he was trying to get a point across. I don't believe that kids, Marcus did hit him. And if he did so, that's something that him and Manny will discuss with Marcus, because I know some parents don't like other adults hitting their child. Now, growing up, when we were growing up, the village raised the children. So if I go to my auntie house, my grandma's house, my uncle's house and everything, and I act them in their house, it was a grand rule that they could discipline me. And then they would tell my mother, and she would discipline me and act them when I came home. So now, but I do understand that some parents don't like that. They say, no, don't hit my child. Tell me and not discipline my child. So I do understand if it is true, he feels type of way. But I don't know about that and everything. So tell me your spill. And chat, y'all chime in too.
I have so many thoughts. So first of all, Martell, when it comes to him saying Marcus touched his children.
Mm-hmm. I didn't like that word.
And I want to make sure I say this in the most politically correct way, and stop me if I'm wrong, but this is from the outside looking in. From him saying, oh, well, you know, Marcus likes boys, and, you know, those kind of innuendos that there was something wrong with that. And then growing up there, well, for me, there used to be this stigma that homosexuals and pedophilia were very close. Not the same thing, but they were very close, or they overlapped in some ways. And there was this thing that so wrongly was placed on this whole community that could be further from the truth. But that was the implication that it was given for a while, at least when I was growing up. And it's very wrong, and it's so wrong. But for you to say that, it puts me back in that mindset that you are trash on so many levels, because it plays into that old narrative that was so wrong. And it's like he knew it was a trigger, it was a buzzword, and he knew. Because, not to be funny, if you hear, oh, okay, well, guess what, I left the lights on, so my uncle popped me, who as an adult with the family, it's not uncommon for if your kid act up at my house or does something for you to pop them. That isn't uncommon, especially if you come from a household where you pop your own children. You gonna pop your niece or nephew if they acting up or if they're doing something purposefully to cause an issue. So it's like, but Melody was there. Y'all were staying. They were all staying at his house. So if it was a true problem, why wouldn't Melody have addressed it with her brother? And more again, if you knew this and you were willing to run down on him and you wanted to beat him up because the brother said like, oh, well, the kids told my husband that, they want him to be their dad. And you was ready to go off and do everything else. You mean to tell me that the kids said that they hit him or touched them, but that wasn't a reason for you to go put your hands on his brother, on her brother. Something about that story seems very intentionally malicious.
Yes.
And you're doing it to paint Melody and that family in a bad light because he's trying to get full custody. So, the brother touches my small children. Nobody thinks like that's very triggering buzzwords, and kind of how far the community has had to get from that thought process of people, some out of just ignorance and some out of pure hatred, but how far the community has come away from that narrative. For you to try and throw it back there is trash.
Yes.
Gets on my nerves, is trash. And then for him to say, oh, Melody isn't bathing the baby. What? Melody isn't bathing the baby. I call BS on it so hard, but he's also trying to use the narrative that she's an unfit mother and the family is unfit and they're doing inappropriate things so that he could try and get full custody of the kids. Because you do need like very heinous things for the court to take the children from the mother as the custodial parent. Like it needs to be like she's on drugs. And I mean like not just recreationally using drugs. I mean on drugs. Like it takes a lot for the court to naturally remove a kid from their mother's care. So yeah, he's now putting 10 on 20 and being so extra and doing all of this to make it seem so much worse. Like he is just trash on top of trash on top of trash. And he is spiraling out of control, and just the stuff that he's saying and the things that he's doing just make me think that he will end up on Snapped. Like he reminds me of the type that will be on like Snap Killer Couples because he done lost his mind and took his whole family out. Like something about him just seems very suspect. And not to be funny, I was, not that this makes it okay or correct either, but Martell strikes me as I bash gay men because deep down in my spirit I am one. Like that is the where you try to say the most insultingly homophobic, just derogatory things because you're battling with something internally within yourself. He don't have to be gay. He could be bi or something. I don't know. But it just doesn't strike me as normal to do, especially for this family member who's been in your kid's life for a few years and y'all have never really had an issue. And now all of a sudden, no, bruh, you can't. He's terrible. He is. Him and Tisha just need to go on an island together somewhere because they both trash.
For real.
They both trash.
So Neil, No, he did a video outside of the show. It was a supplement to the show, and I posted up on his chat. You can find out as I labeled Martell Holt video, and he said that he mentioned a video of that, and piggyback on what Tracy said about the word touch and how he's using it, because the way how he's feeling, he said that, and he mentioned to the kids that, oh no, they can't be no daddy because the mic was like boys. He made it seem like, oh, gay men can't be fathers. They can't raise children and stuff like that. So, no, he's not your father. He like boys. I said, what's the wrong with that? I said, first, that's one. And then, yes, it is that little stigmatization of gay men can't have children because one of the reasons that they would turn them out. They would do something to their children. And I was like, so the fact that he was emphasizing that and that he was using that, oh, Mike was like boys as a negative connotation, he was making an approach of saying that, oh, no, he touched my child. He touched my child. He touched my child. And I was like, emphasizing that touching because he's gay. That's what you're saying that? Because you said in the video, he hit your child. He disciplined your child. So what discipline means touch? People don't equate touching to discipline. People equate touching to something else. So that's a serious accusation for you to put it out there. And I'll pick that up on him when he kept saying that. So it was something on the thing. So he is too much. It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy, and I don't like that. And the fact that he hurts the kids and it seems very rehearsed what they saying answers, I didn't like that. That son in the background, he was like, "You keep talking about blah, blah, blah," like that. That son was not having that. That son was saying, "Okay, we know what's going on." For real, yeah, Love and Marriage Huntsville. Come on, Saturdays are on.
I think the kids all chiming in and saying the same things in unison. That was one of those like, okay, so what does daddy teach you? Daddy teaches you this, daddy teaches you this, daddy teaches you this, daddy teaches you this. And then 5 minutes later, he gonna come back like, oh, what does daddy teach you? Daddy teaches you this and daddy teaches you this. Because if you could repetitively do something with a kid and then he turned his camera on and asked them the same question, clearly they gonna repeat the same thing because you just told it to them 5 times for them to remember, just like they ABCs. You can't tell me that these kids are all saying the exact same thing at the exact same time.
Well,
and then one of them is like, oh, I'm gonna wait till y'all say it, then I'm gonna say something. Get out of here. Get
it's gonna get Martell Holt. Oh, yes.
Hell
yes, he loved his mother too much, but you don't even talk about his mother like that. Oh, that boy was not having it. He was looking at that freaking father like you, so freaking you better cut the cameras off now. That boy was like that because he was definitely looking. I know he was saying that because I wasn't paying attention because the girls was talking a lot, but I know a lot of people say noticed that he wasn't saying much. The girls was mostly talking. And then another thing, that baby was crying and acting up in the back. He said, "Daddy, the baby." He said, "Oh, the baby, she's fine." I said, "Text your baby. You are recording the video. Text your baby." He's like, but yes, y'all. That's
Martell is trash.
Yes, he is. So Love and Marriage is on Saturdays. I will review that show as well. So maybe next week, this Sunday, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll tell you what. I'll probably on Saturday. I will figure out what we're gonna review. But yeah, stay tuned for my other videos this week. Oh yes, I know this coming Sunday, we will talk about T.S. Madison Experience show. So I did review the first episode, and please watch my review on that one. And I will save the second one. Oh, the second one and the third one for the live this coming Sunday. So we'll talk about that. And maybe Love and Marriage, something like that, because guess T-Shirt was trying to gaslight and try to amp up Figure Melody in this episode, and I had to watch that and see how that goes. But yes, y'all, this was a great conversation. We talked about a lot. So, upcoming shows, y'all. On April 2nd, Ready to Love is coming back. It's gonna be Texas this year. So I will review that show. And if y'all have been following my channel, I do review religiously Iana Fix My Life. And it's coming back April 10th. And it's the final season, so it'll be last couple episodes.
Oh.
And I saw the trailer. She's gonna have Lisa Ray McCoy again, I guess by herself this time. And a continuation of the story that ended in December when that granny was like, I don't like you. You one of the grandchildren I don't like. She was like that too. I was like, okay. I don't know why you don't like that grandchild. Like, what was the point of that grandchild you don't like? And some other stories. So it will be the last season, and I'm gonna miss that show. But some people don't really care for Iyanla. But I do. One of my videos that I do get a lot of views on. So y'all stay tuned for that. And I don't know what other shows. So any other shows that are coming up, I'll announce it to y'all. So y'all. But that was good. Anything in the last of the moments, and anything you would say about any topics of choice? Because I know it's like 10 o'clock here, and it's 9 o'clock at Central. It's probably 6 o'clock somewhere else.
I can't wait for next week.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot wait to talk about the Holts and the Scotts and just all of they foolishness and they fool la la. But I really do hope that Martell and Melody can get those kids into some sort of like true counseling and therapy, because their relationship is toxic. Their breakup is becoming even more and more toxic. And the only people who are really going to end up truly long-term hurt in the end are the kids. So I really hope that they do a little more therapy with them to help them through the process, because they're just using the kids. Well, he's just using the kids as pawns at this point, and it's sad to see.
Oh, yeah. Well. Oh, yes. Married at First Sight. I know I do reviews on that, so I continue reviewing that. What was it?
Throw Chris away.
Yes. Yes.
Throw the man.
If y'all want, I go binge watch and catch up. But I had fell off Sisters. I was reviewing Sisters, y'all, and I just fell off watching it. So I would get back on it, and I'll probably do an overall comprehensive review of the episode I left off at and to now. If y'all want me, we can do a whole live just on Sisters. And yes, I need to get back on Love Like a Lockup, because I just totally forgot about that. I was like, I need to get a rest. But new teas about coming up. So I will catch up on Love Like a Lockup and Grow It Up Hip Hop Atlanta. So 3 shows I will catch up on, y'all, and I will give a comprehensive review, probably a live review on those shows separate. Because there's a lot.
Are you gonna watch Tammy and Waka What the Flocka?
Oh, no, I don't want to watch that. No, I ain't gonna watch no Tammy and Flocka. I mean, if y'all want to, I'll probably watch the first episode and see how it is.
Listen here. I mean, you watch Growing Up Hip Hop, and that is trash.
Yes.
I like LA. I cannot wait for LA to come back.
So I don't know if I'm gonna continue reviewing.
LA, listen. LA is good though. I like Growing Up Hip Hop LA. I think that's my favorite franchise.
Yeah, because Atlanta.
I like Salt and Egypt. So
yeah, I didn't want to see that. Yeah, because Atlanta hasn't been really gassing me. That's why I've been falling off of that and all that stuff. So I'm gonna try to see if I catch up. If not, that's it, y'all. But I will try to catch up on Sisters. I will catch up on that. Other shows I watched, The Oval. I watched that. I don't review it, but it is good. So if y'all want me to talk about it, let me know. Y'all want me to talk about it. We can talk about Oval and any other show this week. So stay tuned, y'all. Thank you for everyone who joined with me, who watched this whole 3 hours live. But we had a lot of show to talk about. So catch up on Delilah, y'all. Delilah is a really good show. Y'all watch Greenleaf. Y'all will like Delilah. It's on Tuesdays at home at 9 o'clock. So catch that. And any other shows y'all want me to talk about, let me know on Instagram or Twitter and talk about that. Yes, CM. Oh, yes, CM. I'm going to make you my moderator, so you better be ready. All right. Yes, and good night, George. Good night, Cinna, Renee, CM, Sir Neil. Thank you, Sunshine. Thank you, Tracy, again for joining me in my live.
Always, anytime.
It seemed like it was a good Monday. I don't think a lot of people will show up, but people did. So it's like, and compared to Sunday. But good night, y'all. Hope you have a good rest of the week. I will see y'all in the panel this Sunday. I missed this past Sunday, so I will watch the playback because I heard it was a good panel. So I enjoy every last one of y'all. Love y'all. Thank you so much. And we buy out with my little intro, and go to the day. See y'all. Hit me up on my social media, y'all, if y'all want to continue talking. Later, y'all. Ah.